going on, everybody? It's Pass the Gravy, episode 533 with Alex, Pat, and Robert. And today we're talking about looting in major cities. Lululemon under attack. No, I was just practicing for all the right-wing channels tomorrow. I'm really excited to see. I saw a little bit of it on Twitter, and it was getting me like I love like when they're just like, look at these people looting. They're looting, and then the people are like, well, really, they're just trying to do it for their families. And then there's just videos where people are just arguing back and forth. And that's what I thrive on. I thrive on the toxicity that goes down on Twitter, and that's what happened. Do you have no idea?
Is there looting going on right now?
No, I guess there was like a run on like a Lululemon store in Philadelphia last night, and a bunch of people like where they just like, it's like a flash mob, but they just rob. It's like a flash rob. That's what.
Usually that only happens in California because they don't prosecute, but maybe Pennsylvania doesn't either.
I don't know, but they did it in like an Apple store and a Lululemon, and there was just a bunch of videos I saw like kind of before we started the podcast. But we're not talking about that really. I just thought that would.
No, let's get political. It's a good place to start.
No,
My thoughts are.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Everybody, hit us up at Pass the Gravy Pod. Let us know your thoughts. Don't really though. Don't really at not Pat Dion. And then what? Your brother doesn't have a Twitter. Your brother doesn't have a Twitter, does he?
God no.
Just give him one. It'll be like Creed thoughts.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I kind of want to like, if I could develop an app, I would develop it to where he could see Twitter, but none of his actually gets sent out.
Make
it's
it
like he's
like
blocked from everybody else.
He can see Twitter, but he just sends an email, and the email goes to like us, so we can see what he's tweeting. We're like, ooh,
you know, it'd be a good idea. I could Magic Johnson it. I set him up a Twitter, and I just tweet the things that he texts me. Because like Magic Johnson doesn't send any.
Would you really tweets. Run that?
He texts a guy. I mean, I would forget. I don't even tweet my own thoughts. I'm always like, I should start actually tweeting instead of just retweeting shit. But I don't even think about it. But with him, that could be entertaining.
See how long I
should call it right wing brother or something. Down.
Pat's the gravy, bro.
That'd be funny. That actually would be a good idea. I make the Twitter handle right wing brother, so then I trick a bunch of conservatives into thinking like, oh, it's a black guy who's right wing. And really, it's like, no, it's just my brother.
All right, I'm in on that. I'm all the way in on that. Right wing brother. And then you just get like people on both sides, like people just talking shit to you, and it's just like, I don't really have a thought. Well, Greg Gutfield said this.
Just wait for one person to call me an Uncle Tom. I'll be like, I think I should address this at this point.
Put like a picture of Chappelle, like Chappelle's blind character. Put him as the main character, like the avatar.
I take a picture of my brother, but I just straight up silhouette it so you can't see him. So it's just a black figure.
Oh, there you go. Okay, solid. And that was our political talk for the show.
There we go.
What I really wanted to start the show with is, have you guys ever been on a phone call with somebody, like maybe somebody you don't usually always talk on the phone with, and you're like, dude, I'm really having a good time catching up with this guy or gal, and then they're like, well, hey, I just got home, so I'm gonna let you go. Good talking to you, man. And you're like, oh, I was just your car ride filler. Oh no, like I thought we were having like a solid connection, and I'm not saying you aren't. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with like calling your friends in the car, but it's like sometimes you're like, oh, dude, this guy, I'm just crushing this conversation. Everything's going so well. And you're like, oh, they were just trying to fill the time while they were driving.
I usually, if I'm on the phone, I'm trying to get off the phone as quickly as possible. I try not. I really just don't have deep conversations. I keep all of my friendships very surface level.
Fair. Well, it was just like, it was a buddy that I hadn't talked to in a minute, and he was calling me about something, and then we just were talking for like 10 minutes. Like, well, I just got home, and I was like, it wasn't that big a deal because like, I didn't know he was probably going to his fucking kids or whatever, but I was just like, oh, it was just the car talk. Damn it.
See, I'm actually the piece of shit that will do that, but kind of in reverse. Like I'll be at work and I'll miss a call, or I'll see it's from someone, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to call him on my way home, because then I can't be on the phone longer than 20 minutes. Because then I have all right, well, I just pulled in the driveway. I'm going to let you go.
That's exactly what it was.
Too serious. Like it can kind of talk, but like I realize that I don't have to stay on this phone call and get really deep before anyone starts crying or anything, you know?
Yeah, well, like I wasn't like I wasn't like upset about it at all. I wasn't upset. Like it was just like, I was like, oh dude, that was cool of him to just call it. Oh, he was in the car calling because it didn't sound like he was in the car. Sometimes you can tell when somebody's like on the speaker or whatever. I could not tell at all. He's like, "We'll just go home," because like I'll get off the phone if I'm like coming home. Like, but usually I'll like walk up the stairs with him. Like, hey, I'm getting in the elevator. And it's kind of like this is the signal, but like I'm never. Like, I'm gonna head out later, dude. But it's just like when you thought like when you think somebody's like sitting there, like, you know what, I'm gonna call Alex, and then you realize like, oh, they were just it was knocking out a phone call on the way home, which is fine. It just you feel a little bit let down. It's like when somebody was waving at you and you were like, "Oh, okay, hey, you were waving. Oh, you were waving at the person behind me. Never mind. I thought this person disliked me."
Think about it this way too. Not only that, but they probably only called you because they were out of podcasts to listen to at the moment. Like they would have never called you if they had like another 20 minutes left on Joe Rogan, or more likely Passive Gravy podcast.
He definitely doesn't
just
listen
assume
to
everyone does
Gravy.
now. I don't think I
weird.
I don't think any of my friends do. That's the weird part about it. Is not one of my friends supports me.
Well, no, it's not even that, but it's like it's interesting when you have like an interaction with a friend. And I do have friends that do listen, but not all of them. And I don't expect my friend. I'm not like, dude, you didn't fucking listen.
Yeah,
you didn't fucking listen to me. Like I didn't hop on your sales meeting. So like, yeah, I'm not like I don't expect you to just because you're my friend. And like there'll be times where like I'll be telling a story that I've told on the podcast, and like, yeah, dude, I heard you talking about it on Passive Gravy. It's like, well, I don't fucking know. I don't know. I tell this
that'll never happen.
Story. That was what I said to Pat and Robert. I didn't know that you heard it.
Also, if my friends listened, I bet they would just mercilessly mock me in the group chat. Like, oh, you really thought that was a funny line?
Oh yeah,
yeah, I did in the moment, dick.
Not everything like my buddy now long term, all right.
Actually, it's a good thing. I do have one friend that he has this like saved clip of a bomb dropping out of a plane and blowing up that he'll just tack that onto like a joke or a meme that you send in. You're like, oh, that hurts.
Yeah, that is.
You don't get a laugh react for 20 minutes, and it's like, all right, well, send the bomb.
I kind of want to start doing that on Twitter.
It's very good. I'll find the video and send it to you. It's a very good one.
That's a pretty solid one. Okay, I had a question for you, Pat. I mean, I know Robert doesn't watch football really, but I feel like I've been seeing a lot of hate on NFL Red Zone lately. Like the Red Zone channel, I feel like I've been seeing a lot of like pushback where people are like, dude, I just don't like watching games like that. I want to sit, I want to watch a whole game start to finish. I don't want to just watch highlights. And to that, I would say, but you're watching all the best parts of all of the games as it's happening. It's like you're watching all the games. And I get it, not watching during your team. Because like when the Giants play, I watch the Giants, but then I'll also have like an iPad with Red Zone on. But like Red Zone's the best to have on. And then like you have games you care about or you're paying attention to. If it's not your team, you have other games on, but you got Red Zone on. Like Red Zone is the primary way because then you see anything happening. Like, do you think people are turning on Red Zone?
I've never been a Red Zone fan. I've always been that way. But I'm also someone who's always had multiple screens. So like if Red Zone was on one of them, it wouldn't bother me. But I like to control what I'm watching. I don't like that there's somebody in a booth somewhere that goes, all right, Seahawks are driving, but we're going to go ahead and switch over to the Cardinals game. Like, no, just because they're close. I've never been a fan of it. I don't like it jumping around like that. I want to watch what I want to watch. So I'll just have 9 different screens going of all the games.
But they show you if like they say Seahawks are driving and they'll go back and they'll show you another play that happens somewhere else, but they'll come back if something big happens. Like that's the best part. You don't miss anything. They're like, and this just happened moments ago in Tennessee. Derrick Henry stiff arming a defender all the way to the end zone for 60 yards. And you're like, fuck yeah. Maybe you didn't watch it in real time, but it's like when you see a golf swing, they're like, and this is Phil Mickelson sinking this in from this far away. This just happened. Where you're like, all right.
I understand why people like it. It's just not for me. Maybe more people are just coming to my side of thinking like I can't watch it jumping around like that.
I absolutely agree that Red Zone is like not my primary focus during my team playing, but like when the Giants played Thursday, so all day Sunday, I was just like, fuck yeah, Red Zone day. And I had a lot of money on a bunch of individual bets on the Falcons Lions game. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to have that on Sunday ticket. and then I was watching the Texans too on my other iPad. So I had like 3 screens going, but I was watching Red Zone, and then I was just kind of paying attention to the other 2. Like, that's the best part of Sundays, when you don't have to stress over your team and you can just chill and watch Red Zone instead of like, well, shit, Miami's blowing the doors off the Broncos and this is the TV game. I guess I'm stuck with this.
I mean, I could see myself maybe doing it this Sunday because the Packers play Thursday. So Sunday is really a while. Like, I don't have to care about any of it other than my football, like my fantasy team and those players. But like, maybe that will be a day where I give Red Zone another chance. I'm like, oh, I could just have all the games going, jump in. No. As I think about it, I already hate it because that's just a screen that could be on a specific fantasy player of mine. I'm back out. I was in for like 9 seconds. I'm back out.
You would rather just
As
watch
usual.
but if you would rather watch a game with just your running back playing in it, even if your running back's not on the field at all and his team is on defense, like you would rather watch that than Red Zone.
100%.
He's not getting you points that way, though. He's not doing anything.
Yeah, but there could be a turnover and then they're back on there. Or I could be rooting for good field position.
But you know who would show you that there was a turnover? Red Zone. Because they would show you
after
cool
it happens.
After it happens. After it happens. Seconds after it happens.
Unless
they got the Octo Box. They can show you all the games. They can show you all the games.
Maybe I'll try. Maybe I'll try this Sunday. But probably not. Because I could just have 4, like all the games that they're jumping between, I can probably have all of them on one screen. So I don't have to miss it. Because, you can put 4 at a time. Yeah, I still hate that you can't pick which 4.
But if they can do 8, then you can do 4 and 4. And so then you can have like 8 games going in the early games and then just have Red Zone on. And then if you want to pay attention to anything going on, you already got a screen. So you can just, okay, this is going on. And then you just watch Red Zone the whole time. You get all the information through Red Zone. It's the best thing ever. Sunday Ticket, then Red Zone, then air conditioning.
I get it. I understand why it works for a lot of people. It doesn't work for me. I don't. It's not my bag, baby.
It's insane that people are turning on this fantastic institution. I don't know where this country is going. Like this.
See, I don't get mad at it though. Like
this is the end.
I understand why people like it, and good for you if that's the way you want to watch it. But I'm going to be at my home watching it the way that I like to. And getting very fucked up. That's
not
what
liking
Sundays
Red
are for.
Zone. Not liking the Red Zone channel is absolutely disgusting, if you ask me. Just saying.
Each their own.
Yeah. And that is my own. That is my own right there, Pat. I had one more football related thing that I saw. Former Giants player Carl Banks covers the Giants, and he had tweeted this out because let's just say the Giants weren't really good at tackling on Thursday night last week. And Carl Banks said, want to get rid of missed tackles, hunt like wolves. And then he showed himself making a tackle back when he played for the Giants. And then he showed a pack of wolves eating something. I get where he was going, but what if we actually like signed wolves to NFL teams? Like Air Bud, there was the loophole. Like, show me a rule book where it said dog can't play basketball. Show me in the NFL handbook where it says a wolf cannot play for a team, because that would be like a fucking awesome defender. Like, you just bite somebody's fucking leg, like sick. Like, I want that guy. On the field.
That's immediate ejection.
Okay.
Can't bite.
So you get like a couple games suspended, like hire like a couple wolves.
No, I think you get banned.
Like also mercenaries.
I'm pretty sure they're in the rule book. It does say you have to be a person.
That's it.
Yeah, like I because otherwise why wouldn't somebody have signed a bear by now? Like even a bear would be even more powerful than Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they should sign actual animals. The bears learned how to wrestle. That's what Khabib Nurmagomedov was learning how to UFC on when he was a kid. Why don't we just teach wolves how to fucking pass cover?
I think you'd be better off with one of the great apes. They've got thumbs.
They got thumbs, but I just don't know about like the speed. The speed, like, like is an ape catching Tyreek Hill?
I think
a wolf could keep up with it, maybe.
Yeah, dude, think about the arm length though. An ape would stop him on the line. It wouldn't get past him. You think Tyreek Hill's getting past the silverback gorilla? Not to mention that in the time it would take him to get open, if you put a silverback gorilla at defensive tackle and train it, it's going to shred that offensive line apart and be right on the quarterback. Silverback gorilla would be the greatest football player of all time.
If you had a silverback gorilla there, you would just like set Tyreek in motion, and then he'd be faster than the gorilla right there. Then you snap the ball, then you're gone. You don't have the gorilla cover, and you throw to Tyreek, and you're good.
Okay, maybe you have an ostrich covering Tyreek.
Ostriches don't have hands.
Oh, but it's got a long neck and a head. And I'm sure it can levitate.
A wolf has paws and can go up. Like Wheezy does that. Wheezy can pretty much catch a football. Like she's not really able to like clamp down, but I throw this little tiny like squeaky football she brings to me, and she can like paw at it. Where like if she had hands, like she'd make some catches. She doesn't because she has no thumbs or hands, but she tries.
I want to do this now. I want to figure out what animal would be best at every position.
I think a wolf would be like a solid defender, though.
I think ostriches would be sick cover corners. They're very fast. They're very tall. And even when you jump up to get it, the bird can jump even higher and use its head to knock it away. Yeah, it's not going to come down with any picks, but it's going to lock you down.
I would say like a wolf would be a better safety than a corner because like you want that as your insurance. Like your corner gets beat and then like, oh no, now we got a wolf to attack him. Like just sick him. And the wolf just and like just swarm into them like wolves, like Carl Banks says. I'm just saying, something to think about. Worked for Airbud. Airbud won his team a fucking championship. Maybe the Giants should sign like one wolf. Just see how it goes. Maybe it's a dud. Maybe it's a dud, but you can't say you didn't try then. Like Colin Kaepernick said, worst case scenario, like you see that you got a viable asset. Best case scenario, like you don't even have to use the wolf because the defense steps it up because now they're intimidated that you have a wolf on the team.
I think also, best kangaroo at safety.
Also, best case scenario, think of how cute a wolf would look in football pads in a jersey.
They look pretty sick.
They're pretty cute. Like I'd buy a wolf jersey. I would absolutely buy the Wolf's jersey if like the Giants are signed a wolf. Absolutely.
That would be sick. I hope it's spelled WULF though. Like no, though the Wolf's last name is Wolf.
Yeah, I like that. I like that
it's
idea.
German. It's a German wolf.
What did you guys bring in for the Precome segment?
I can't think now. All I can think about is that I actually want to put a wolf at slot wide receiver. That's where
they just can't make catches.
It's got sharp teeth. It's going to catch the ball and deflate it at the same time. Good luck trying to rip that out for a fumble.
Look, let's not get into the semantics, but like what made Airbud 2 golden receiver unrealistic is that he was a receiver. He should have been a safety or a corner because then, yeah, like you were saying, where you like with the ostrich, you're not going to get any picks, but you can swat the ball down. He would have been fine with that. But it's like now this dude's making catches. Who's making catches too? Like, he obviously basketball is his sport, even though he can't dribble and can only hit the ball off of his nose. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous to assume he can catch passes.
Okay. I'm just mad at football. For the first time in forever, I actually got sucked in thinking Notre Dame could play for a national championship. And then we lost Saturday, and I was very depressed. Because we should have. I mean, if you watch the game, Notre Dame's better than Ohio State. We left 9 points. We missed a field goal and just went for 2 4th downs in field goal range that we didn't take. If we just kick the field goals, we win the game.
Didn't you have 10 men on the field, like the most crucial play?
Yeah, the last 2 plays. 2 plays in a row on the goal line. And then after 11, the first, right? The coach goes, "We want." Yeah, the coach was like, "We wanted to substitute the defensive end in, but we didn't want to take a penalty. Take the fucking penalty. It was 4th and goal.
Penalties
what are they going to
bad.
get? The half fucking yard? Yeah, but it's not going to cost you anything. It costs you a half yard. You know what? Not having 10 men on the field costs you a shot at a national championship because now you have a loss. I bought into Notre Dame. I was like, we finally have a quarterback. He's hot as shit, so you know they want him playing in prime time. I don't care that he's like 24, 25 years old. He's still a college kid, darn it. Also, yeah, I'm now trying to say darn it because I want to be like Dion. He says darn it. He doesn't say damn it. And it sounds cool when he says it.
Right?
Significant. significantly less so cool when I say it. But yeah, it's just football's stupid. I hate it and I love it. It brings me so much joy and so much pain. It's like a Latina girl.
What year did you graduate Notre Dame again?
It was 2000 and fuck you.
Oh, okay. I forgot that was a year. How's Texas State doing?
Yeah.
Are they undefeated still?
No, we're not, but we're actually pretty solid this year.
I was gonna say because maybe they were
sometimes.
If they were undefeated, then I was like, then maybe they got a shot at a national title. Huh? That'd be cool.
Everyone lost their mind when Miami put up 70. Texas State did that a week ago, okay? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were playing Jackson
State. You
seem
not to care about them as much.
I don't.
It's kind of weird. Robert's a diehard.
Because
Robert was texting me so much shit when U of H was beating Sam Houston. Like Robert was just, it was unbearable. When Robert can talk shit, and like my phone was blowing up all night Saturday about like, oh hey, what's the score? I didn't see, and he was the Kevin James meme.
Here's the thing about Texas State football. Texas State football is historically not good. I think we won a national championship in like 1982. That was, what is now called FCS level. Now we're D1. And for some reason, we can't recruit football players to come play football in San Marcos and live on a campus with a bunch of beautiful girls and a river running through it where you can just party all the time. Somehow we can't do that. We finally get a good coach. He's going to be gone after this year, though. There's no way he stays at Texas. So a better school is going to give him a job. And then we're going to go right back to sucking complete ass.
Jake Spavital.
So like I can't even get excited for
coach. I think he's like TCU's
was not
coordinator.
Good.
Or he's somebody. Oh, he was pretty good at
Probably.
West Virginia, remember? And then you were like, he's going to be awesome.
And yeah, I thought he was going to be awesome. Turns out, not so much.
Well, congratulations. Congratulations to all of your alumni, Pat. Notre Dame, who's not winless, and Robert, U of H is not winless. My team is winless.
Just remember, guys,
feel bad for me. Feel worse for me.
If you didn't go to the school, just know, according to Alex, you're not allowed to root for them. Doesn't matter if your family has been rooting for this school for 100 years. Remember, you didn't go. You're not allowed to root for them.
Did any of your family go?
According to Alex. No. But Irish Catholic, it's kind of been the school for my people.
Well,
are you discriminating against my people?
St. Mary's.
Who gives a shit about Boston College? Who gives a shit about St. Mary's? Do they even have?
I mean, that's Catholic
fuck about college basketball.
Boston College
does
a team,
dude. Like I tried to get excited for college basketball this year, and I watched a couple games. I was like, oh yeah, this isn't good basketball. It sucks. Now I understand the chaos of them sucking is what makes it fun. Not interesting for me.
Villanova's
Notre
Catholic.
Dame, tradition, excellence, and leprechauns. Oh, really? Wait, but I just want to go back to, you said Boston College. What's their mascot?
The Eagles. Golden Eagles, though.
The Eagles, okay. And what is Notre Dame?
The Irishes.
The Fighting Irish, yes. And they are a Catholic university. So what school would you say represents Irish Catholics better? The Notre Dame Fighting Irish or the Boston College Eagles? There's nothing Irish about Boston College other than that it's in Boston.
But Musketeers probably cooler than a
Once again, Xavier doesn't have football, and college basketball sucks.
They do have football. Seton Hall.
First off, if you knew anything about the Irish, we don't fight with swords, maybe broken beer bottles, but
that's why they lost a lot of fights.
Yeah, but we're still fighting.
Yeah, but you're losing to guys with swords because you're fighting a sword fight without swords.
We lost to nuts. Fuck Ohio State. I fucking hate Ohio State. Bunch of dickheads.
Yeah, I don't like Ohio State either. But
also, yeah, and in that game on the final drive, Notre Dame dropped like 3 interceptions that game, but it would have sealed the game, and the safety just let it go literally right through his hands. So it was tough to watch.
Shout out to Notre Dame, though, for at least losing by 3 because I had Notre Dame +3, so that was sick. That was a cool move on their part.
Yeah, it was a nice push.
Robert, what'd you bring in for the Precome segment today? What's going on with you, pal?
Did your parents have any saying or advice that they always said? Like you could point and say, "Oh, my dad always said, always spend within your means," or whatever.
My dad always called me a douchebag. That was his favorite cuss word, was calling
Yeah.
everybody douchebags.
Not really advice. Not really like a teachable like lesson or anything. Words of wisdom that it's giving you.
He would say, "Shut up, you douchebag," and shutting up is good advice.
I guess I just really wanted to know to see if your parents loved you, and I guess I have my answer.
My dad would always say, his saying would always be like, "I got your back. I always got your back." And it was like, I guess that's not like a word of advice, but it's he would say there was like a New Year's resolution he and my mom really got into one time. It was less is more, and they were cleaning out our house in Atlanta. And so, no, less is more. Less is more. We don't need that. Less is more. And like he's always kind of used that. So less is more has always kind of stuck with me, even though I don't really abide by that.
You do not.
Shit it's just hoarded in my apartment.
The other thing, my dad used to always say, like, if I was in a baseball lesson or whatever, he would just say, "Hey, focus," which I get what he was trying to say. But then it turned into he would say it just to piss me off because he knew it annoyed me beyond all fucking. He's like, hey, focus. Oh, really, Dad? During the lesson, I should focus? No, you're right. I was thinking about something else. I wasn't trying to focus on you. And then you said focus from over here and drew my focus away from the thing I was doing. Yeah, I'll focus. Appreciate it. And then he would just look at me and go, "Hey, focus." So that was, once again, more of him just antagonizing me. I wish he had taught me about taxes.
No, not at all. I have nothing like that I can think of. But the stuff, the less is more thing did remind me. Pat, are you going to take off the doors off of your shelves?
I should actually. It hadn't even occurred to me. It like literally hadn't even occurred to me to do that. But yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, I think I was wondering that last week. I don't know if you close them ever.
No, I don't. They just sit the way they are.
Okay.
Great question.
That's a good idea, though. I'll look into it.
He's trying to display all of his knickknacks.
I'll call my door guy, see if he can help me out.
Like, yeah, you just need a screwdriver. There's two screws.
Now you're getting technical, and I don't want to look stupid.
Just rip them off, buddy. Just rip them off.
I don't own this house.
Yeah. Just rip them off. Like they were never. Those weren't shelves. Like those didn't have doors on them.
What are you talking about? Oh, you see the hinge that's still on there? Hold on, let me get my screwdriver.
I thought that was just vintage.
It's not a bad idea though, Robert. I'll try and remember that. No promises though.
My brother lives in like these college apartments in San Marcos, and the apartments have like sliding doors for the closets, and he just took those off and like threw them outside. Like, I don't want these. I'm like, these are like your apartments. Like, yes, literally outside in the trash
on his patio. Oh, in the trash. Oh yeah.
Well, like,
so there goes. Not only there goes his deposit, but they're also going to make him pay for new doors.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that'll probably just come out of the deposit. Never mind.
Not always.
Still, yeah,
they don't always come out of deposits. Sometimes you also got to pay. I had to pay for a door one time because somebody ran into it.
I had a couple friends that, for whatever reason, they really liked destroying the door on one of our friends' room. Like it was his actual door to his room, and they would just like punch holes in it and shit. So after like the second time, they just got to know the maintenance guy at their apartments. So they would just pay him directly to fix the door instead of having to go through the apartment so that they wouldn't get evicted. They had to buy like 7 doors. They just kept breaking them. One time they put a hole in it, so when he was hooking up with a chick, one of our buddies could just poke his head through the door and ask if they needed anything. College, man, there's no rules. See, nowadays people are like, that's problematic. No, that's just
guys being dudes.
First of all, she went into a room to hook up with a guy where there was a hole in the door. She knew what she was getting into.
Yeah, I would get that door replaced way faster. All right.
Hey, what do you
Let's move on to the Comeback Kid segment where we tell you guys what is back in the news according to us. It's brought to you this week by Little M Shop, littleemshop.com. It's got a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but it does have the best air fresheners on the planet. The email address. It's little em. I just put little m. But it's littleemshop.com, but they have their fresh to death air fresheners. Those are my personal favorites. They also have the Miami Beach ones too. They all have cool designs. They're not like those little baby back bitch fucking little trees. We'll get like a cool little 80s design. They have a flowery one, and they have one that just looks like it's space. It's not too loud. Unless you want it to be loud, go with the Miami Beach one on that case. But you can get them wherever you go to littleemshop.com, littleemshop.com. And if you order $10 or more, you're going to get free shipping on that order. You're also going to get 10% off your order when you use promo code PTG69 at checkout. Get some compact mirrors there too. They also sell stickers. They have keychains. They have pre-made keychains that are pretty funny ones. Maybe you're a fan of somebody that went to go see Travis Kelce play football this weekend, and you want some maybe her kind of themed keychains. They got some of those. Maybe you watched a show and it was kind of weirder stuff. Might have been a synonym for the name of that. That might have been a Schmetflix show. If you want some stuff from there, go to littleemshop.com. You can also get the customized Little M Shop keychains too. I have one that says the Gravy King on it. It's pretty tight. They're those little hotel keychains. They also have acrylic ones and just regular keychains as well. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. They're great gifts. littleemshop.com, littleemshop.com. When you get something from Little M Shop, don't forget to tag them. They're at Little EM Shop on Instagram and at Little EM Tweets on Twitter. Let them know you're supporting the people, supporting the podcast. littleemshop.com, the official sponsor of the Comeback Kid segment.
It's the Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid of the week. The Comeback Kid of the week. Bitch.
Our first comeback kid this week is Taylor fucking Swift, because that's like all ESPN's been talking about. Like now she's got the ESPN and it's like she just has everything now. Like that was like the one thing she hadn't conquered, and now she took ESPN from us.
I'm cool with it.
I'm fine with it too. Swifties, don't come at us. I'm just saying that's all it is. It's like, but are Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce dating? And you're like, I hope they're happy. I don't know. I
thought I saw it was confirmed today.
I thought I saw that too, but I don't know if it's like, I still feel like they're both kind of trolls. As a troll myself, I don't want to bite on it. I don't want to bite on it. So I'm going to be like, I'm still sus.
I could see what's in it for Travis Kelce. What would be in it for her? There's nothing in it for her to fake a relationship.
She got ESPN. That's what would be in it for her.
Yeah, but the second she breaks up, it's like
she can kill the NFL. Like she could kill the NFL theoretically, which is terrifying. Swifties might take down the NFL one day, and that's a real possibility.
No, they won't. Now. They won't. I saw a screenshot of a TMZ tweet, but that's why I didn't trust it. But I don't see it now that said they're confirmed. But like, I don't know. Also, who cares? Like, I get it, but like,
I mean, it's just on TV a lot, and there's like the same 6 or 7 jokes that everybody makes about it all. It's just like, you just gotta write a song about him. I don't know about you, but they're feeling 22. He found a blank space in the defense, and he wrote the 6 points. Like,
my only hope for it
gonna be nonstop.
It would be great though if they did break up. Like, they were together for a while, they broke up. Then Swifties bought every single ticket to his next football game and were just loudly and raucously booing every time they were on the field, to where like they had to do a silent count because the Chiefs can't hear their own offense. That would be funny. Like, if Swifties filled a football stadium just to boo Travis Kelce, that would be sick. But I don't think it's going to. Already, him and his brother's podcast, they were just fielding questions the entire time of like, what's a field goal? Why is it 100 yards? Like, God damn it. Can you just not even let them have their podcast? Tweet at him.
Well, don't answer the question.
Actually, I don't care. I mean, what are they going to do? You can't not answer the Swifties.
Just be like, we
You
didn't
have to
comments on
appease them.
this one.
Taylor Swift doesn't go against the Swifties even when they act like assholes because she's like, these people are crazy. You cannot invoke their wrath.
I feel like we have to take a side though, in like the Taylor Swift boyfriends that she's had, and like I feel like maybe it's recency bias, but like I kind of team Matt Healy still. You know, like I thought he got a raw deal.
I still don't know who that is.
He was the 1975 singer.
I've heard of
That's
him.
what Taylor Swift X are you team? You team Travis Kelce? Are you that way? Are you just gonna be like a bandwagoner?
I mean, I'll bandwagon for Kelce, but I'm Team Taylor. I'm still hoping out that one day she realizes she's into fat, bald guys with beards that don't really have a lot going for them, but want to be stay-at-home husbands. Because then, like, I'm her fucking guy.
She doesn't want a stay-at-home husband. She wants an independent man.
Yeah, I know. Like, I don't.
That also
like,
needs her a lot, I think.
Yeah, like,
but doesn't.
All these women that are like independently wealthy and like so good at what they do, they're like, well, I want a guy who's also like has a lot going for himself. Why? You did it. You don't need me. Let me mooch off of you.
You can see the negative side of that, right?
Have you seen too many men get fucked in divorces and have to give half their money away? You don't want to do that? Oh, well, guess what? The turntables have turned. It's my turn. Pay for me to do nothing but watch Sunday Ticket. Come on, ladies. Step up. You want true equality? That's what it is. It's you paying for men's lifestyles after the divorce. That's true equality.
That's equality right there.
I need 20 grand a month
for equality.
I need 20 grand a month because I'm used to having all of my streaming services and my 9 TVs in my living room. I can't go back to only 3.
Yeah, but Taylor Swift, very much back this week. And that's all we're going to talk about with her, because I really feel like somebody needs the credit for being a comeback kid. Taylor Swift's always a comeback kid. Kevin James, I don't think he's ever been a comeback kid on this podcast, but Kevin fucking James is back. I don't know why exactly he's back, but he's a meme, and somebody tweeted a meme. And if you're watching the YouTube version, youtube.com/@PassGravy Podcast, or just search Passy Gravy Podcast on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe. All he's doing is just, this is a very visual one, I feel like, but just let's everybody do it. Everybody do the meme. Just do the meme.
I don't think I can make that face.
Do it, Robert.
Hold on. I know I should be that meme for Halloween.
I thought we established this. In the canon of Pasta Gravy, Alex is Kevin James.
Yeah.
And you're Wilmer Valderrama.
Valderrama.
Okay, that doesn't mean I can't.
I already got dibs on Kevin James.
Here's the thing, though. I can't go as Wilmer Valderrama for Halloween, because then people will be like, Pat, you can't paint your face brown. That's racist.
Don't paint your face.
You don't paint your face.
Well, then how the fuck am I going to be Wilmer Valderrama?
You just dress like
stuff that Fez wore.
Mm-hmm.
Just wear a shirt that says
now,
Fez.
if I wear that exact blue shirt underneath with the collared shirt on top and just walk around a party going, someone might go, are you the Kevin James meme? Yeah, I am. But I'm just going to, Wilmer Valderrama, I'm just going to take a fucking whatever the first image on Google is and see if I can wear that and people would guess that it's Wilmer Valderrama.
Do you think everybody would guess that that's Kevin James? Because I feel like a lot of people wouldn't guess that.
They would not.
No, but
that.
I bet you I could get more.
I went as Jesus when I had long hair, and I had long hair down to my shoulders. I grew a beard out, and I had like a fucking tunic that was a Jesus tunic. It was a Jesus costume. People were like, what are you? I was like, I'm fucking Jesus, man. Like, what do you? Okay. So like, they're not going to know that you're just the Kevin, like somebody will, but not most people. Not most,
but I guarantee you I could get more people to realize it than if I just wore something and they're like, who are you? I'm like, pretty obvious that I'm Wilmer Valderrama.
But at least you'll have the style, like, oh, maybe if you're not at least Wilmer Valderrama, you're a 70s. Look like Wilmer Valderrama. Like you're someone from the 70s.
Yeah, we're bell bottoms.
Oh, no. So am I Fez or am I Wilmer Valderrama? Now I'm confused.
You're Wilmer Valderrama as a character, which is the one that I can think of the most as Fez. So that one. And then just be like a Stop Danny Masterson shirt. And they'll be like, oh, you're Wilmer Valderrama.
See, here's also the other thing. I don't have the Fez hair.
You could get a wig. You learned this last week when you realized that toupees aren't that expensive. Like you just go on Amazon. There's everything on Amazon.
I gotta be honest with you. The first picture that shows up with Fez, I'd look good in that shirt. It's very colorful and floral patterned. Also, it looks like it could just be anybody's parents' rug.
That was the best part about like that 70s show. Like so much of that, you're like, I feel like I've seen that on somebody. It's either in somebody's like upstairs guest room that like their dad had in college that they're still just like, I'm gonna hang on to this couch. There's always like, oh hey, I've seen that somewhere, but never like as a prominent thing because by the time we were watching it, it wasn't the 70s anymore. Obviously. Or else they wouldn't have had a show called That 70s Show in the 70s. But they should start doing that, like the 2020s show. And it's like now. And they're like, well, how do we reference this?
What if they just called the show Now?
Now that's what I call television. And they'll have Now 2. And now 3. And you just keep doing it. And then we'll just forget how many they've done. How many Nows have they made now? Guess. Everybody put out a number. I'm going to say.
Well, it's different. I mean, there's like, now that's what I call hip hop. Now that's what I call music. Now that's what I call country. I think, but we're probably talking about the main one. The main one is now that's what I call
music.
I'm going to say 33. No, 34.
So 64.
It's got to be like
they make them anymore.
It's got to be like 90 something. All right. July 28th, 2023 was when Now 115 came out.
Wow.
Damn it. I just thought they stopped making them.
Wow. That's wild.
Dude, holy shit. This has been going on since 1983. I thought this started in the 90s.
I guess
in the UK and Ireland. Where does it say USA? And USA, it started in 1998. So that's when it started. Let's be honest.
Right. I mean, we won the war.
Fucking 12 countries that had it before us, but they don't matter.
Did you win any wars against this? Because if not, then pass it. Then pass. All right. You didn't.
All right. Good old 90s CD television.
We were talking about that. What was the song you were listening to? The Dicky Boom Boom Now. That's called, one of those commercials they would run at night, and you're like, okay. And then Girls Gone Wild.
Informer by Snow.
Robert, do you remember the Girls Gone Wild commercials?
No, I do not.
Oh fuck, dude, you missed out. Being a little kid.
I mean,
it's late at night. You had the TV on, and you hear those fucking steel drums. Ding-a-ling-ding-ding-ding-ding. Girls Gone Wild. These college girls will do anything on spring break. You can get this with cash on delivery or 2 installment payments of $29.99. And if you call in the next 15 minutes, we'll give you a second box set. And then it'll be like flash into these girls and just like obviously a very sketchy situation that now looking back at it was incredibly inappropriate. And they'll be like, so what are you going to do to get on the bus? And she's like, I'm going to do anything. And they're like, these college girls are wacky. And then like that voice would just like, oh, now girlsgonewild.com. Yeah.
I was saying to somebody yesterday, I was going to set my like morning alarm to do that. Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Dun, dun. Like that one. This would be such a better, like you'd wake up in a good mood every day if your alarm went off to the Girls Gone Wild fucking steel drums.
We should just make our own Girls Gone Wild commercials each week. We got green screens nowadays. I want to do like live reads for the radio, like do ads and like just use that as my music under me, like not address it. Because somebody's like, wait, that's the Girls Gone Wild song. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
At the very end, the music just cuts out with boom, ba-dum, boom, boom,
boom, chicka-dum, 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 chicka-dum.
No, I was doing the P Hub.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't really go to that website very often. I would know.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure you don't know
What is that? P Hub?
I'm sure you don't know the music at all. Hey, do me a favor real quick. Hold your phone up so the camera can see it. Go to Google and just press P, and let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Let's just see if anything pops up. Ha! Mine doesn't do it. PromiseDrops.com.
What is that?
No. Don't go to Google search. Go to the search bar. Go to the search bar. It's Promise Drops, no free ads, but it's my dad's CBD company.
No, I don't want to. Yeah, mine is my sister-in-law's apartments because I looked up her apartments because they kept cutting her.
Okay.
They kept cutting the water in the apartment complex, and I was calling, and I was like, "Hey, I was looking at renting, but I heard that you guys don't ever have water on. I was just checking to make sure that, like, I will be able to access water when I move here." And they were like, "When have you?" I was like, "Well, it seems like you guys are always out of water. Like all the residents that live there say you guys just cut the water off all the time." And I was just trying to like kind of troll, just one for the good guys. So I don't.
Okay, now do it with X.
Do it with X. All right.
Actually, I wonder. Mine probably should. Oh no! See, I must have cleared my cache. X just goes X. You're such a sports guy.
Xfinity customer service.
All right, now type in big tit blowjob and see what happens.
All right, Robert, you do it too. Hey, shout out to us for having very clean phones.
Yeah,
that's why I have
what the private browser's
you have
for.
The one porn iPad, but nobody knows which one it is. All right.
How did we get here?
I don't know. Kevin James is how we got here because you were gonna be Kevin James for Halloween. I think it got derailed there. But yeah, the Kevin James meme. I don't really think we got to get too much into it. It's funny and it like works. And when you look into like, I use Know Your Meme when I see a meme that I don't know. Let's just search Know Your Meme and then type in the name of the meme that you found, and it'll usually show you like, where did this come from? Why is this a thing? And it's just a thing because somebody found a stock image of Kevin James making that smirk. It was just like me when I do this. And it was funny. And then people were like, that shit is good. Let's use that. So there's nothing really behind it. And I kind of like that. But
that's the best meme.
I do watch King of Queens. Like that's like Emma and I, we use The Office a lot as our just like background noise show. And like lately it's been King of Queens. And it was like, I felt like that was my real life Leo DiCaprio pointing at the TV moment where I was like, hey, everybody's using King of Queens. We watch that show. That's the show I watch. Nobody else watch that show. Why?
What is that on?
Peacock.
Is that on Peacock? Okay, I do have Peacock again now.
Dude, King of Queens, very underrated show. I always bonded with Robert because Robert
so good.
One of the few people that would talk about like watching. He's like, yeah, sometimes it's on TV, and it's like I don't know. I remember in high school watching it. It's been gone. I think it celebrated its 25th anniversary. That's fucking wild.
Yeah, just last week, I believe. Like I
that,
saw
was that why it got picked up? Like I feel like that could have contributed to it because I follow King of Queens on Instagram, which I have no idea why. They just show clips and I watch the show, so I don't know. But they were like, so here's a raffle we're gonna do for our 25th anniversary, and I was like, okay, cool. Like I didn't enter it, but then I saw Kevin James and I was like, wait, is he in a new movie? I don't think so. I think they just found that Getty Images thing, and I love that it's got the watermark on it and everything, and it was just like, this is perfect. This is what we need.
That
this
show
is what
had
the internet
everything.
is for. And there's times like that where it's like me watching those videos of people just looting, and then people complaining about people looting, and then people defending people looting. Like that's what Twitter's for. But then there's sometimes where you're just like, why is this meme taking off? I don't know. And it's just that's the beauty of Twitter. That's the beauty of Twitter. And the Photoshops and all of the Sopranos ones where then there's Kevin James pictures of him in a tracksuit. And it's like me after watching one episode of the Sopranos. That hits. I think it's Sopranos memes. If you don't follow that account, like fucking just A+ stuff. When somebody said, have you eaten all the gabagool? Kevin James just with the smirk. Killer. Killer meme.
We did leave out. We were talking about how you loved watching it. I loved watching it because, you know, hot mean chick, that's right up my alley. But we did miss maybe the most important part of that show, why it was a success, which was also maybe no.
She was a Scientologist during that.
But also it was the thing that made that show so successful, and maybe also the best part of Seinfeld, Jerry Stiller. Jerry Stiller was
Arthur Spooner,
I think he's still alive. Yeah.
No,
one of the
he has passed
greatest
away.
comedians of all time. Oh, he is dead. Okay, yeah,
Maury
that makes sense.
Ballstein also.
That makes sense. Yeah, fucking so goddamn funny. He was the perfect fucking just crazy father-in-law, old man living in the basement. Love that man.
It's funny because I've heard so many people say like Ben Stiller just plays the same character in every role that he's in, and I was like, you're right. And then watching his dad, you're like, wait.
I mean, that's not true.
But his dad kind of plays the same character and everything too. It's like, all right, well, what is his dad? What is his dad's role? All right, you're gonna be like kind of an older dude, and then at some point you're just gonna lose your mind. You're like, I'm sick of talking to this. No, I'm done with this, Douglas.
Crazy old guy that yells a lot. Yeah. And really,
it works.
Ben Stiller, the only two roles that he played that were similar were Heavyweights and then Dodgeball, which were basically the same character.
Well, but like those are the ones I think are different. Then the rest of it's like, huh? What's going on? I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. He's kind of like Jason Bateman. It's kind of the exact same role you get in every single thing.
Actually, now that I think about it, Meet the Fockers and Along Came Polly, those characters were kind of similar.
It would have been really funny if you were like Meet the Fockers 1, 2, and 3. Those
characters are very much alike.
Yeah, those were a lot alike. So you're right. Great. That still tracks.
I'm not shitting on Ben Stiller. Meet the Fockers and Little Fockers.
Because I like Ben Stiller and Ben Stiller's funny. I just think that like I love Jason Bateman too, but it's like a lot of times you're like, well, they get cast and they're cast type kind of guys, you know, cast in similar roles.
Yeah, well,
Samuel L. Jackson
I don't know if
that's
really something
where he's going to say motherfucker. You know, there's people that they have their thing.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
We need a middle-aged white guy that's going to seem flustered, but then able to hold it together. And then there's going to be a huge situation that he's got to figure out, but he can just he can roll the group together and he's going to be the leader of it. He'll take charge and he'll get it done. There's going to be some awkward moments and he's going to be funny in those awkward moments, but then there's going to be some serious moments and he's great in those.
All right. We need a tall white guy who has just a ridiculous amount of self-confidence. And from time to time, he's just going to go on a weird rant in the middle of just a regular conversation. All right, call Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, right. And because Vince Vaughn, like I was telling you, it was like you were doing a Vince Vaughn impression last week, where it was just like, I just feel like you're saying a bunch of stuff to say something, but you don't really say anything. In the entire 30 seconds, you're just, well, I mean, we're going to the airport. Are we going to go to the airport? Because if we're taking the airport, are there going to be delays? If there's delays, are we going to go eat? What are we going to eat? Are we going to have the Mexican food? Are we going to have are we going to have the taqueria? Are we going to go over here? Are we going to do this? Are we going to drink or are we not drink? If I drink, I'll be groggy in the plane. I have first class seats, so I want to wait until I get on the plane to drink. If I drink when I'm not here, then I have to go to the bathroom. If I drink when I get on the plane, then I'm going to fall asleep and then I'll be fine and then I'll get to my destination. I don't know. There's a lot of things like this. If I get some free drink tickets, maybe me and the boys, maybe we can split this around. We'll share the wealth a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But really, I mean, I'm just trying to get to my destination. We're all here trying to get to our destinations, but that's all I'm trying to say here. And then
that's a very good Vince Vaughn rant. That was very good.
That was just off the top of my head, but like that's just what Vince Vaughn sounds like to me. And Vince Vaughn's great at that. And they're like, do that thing again. Do the thing again. That's what people are good at, and that's how they get cast. Adam Sandler very good at getting all his friends in on a movie. Yeah.
You're a schlubby guy that has lots of friends and something goes wrong, but then you fix it. Okay. Give Adam Sandler $12 million to make that.
I feel like just like Kevin James' career was like back to him. I feel like it like took a step back because like he wasn't ever like an A-list celebrity. He was like Everybody Loves Raymond. He was like that level, but probably a little bit below Everybody Loves Raymond, I feel like.
Yeah, Raymond was big. But also,
that was bigger than King of Queens. But they did some crossovers. If you watch I've watched the series before.
They did.
So like,
they did, yeah.
They did do some crossovers. But like I feel like Kevin James was like right there. And then like eventually he did Paul Blart. And Paul Blart was such like a not great movie that people were just like, this guy sucks. And it's like, but like, I don't know. I mean, he got paid to do it. Like now there's funny jokes about it. Like he's still a cool dude. He does that Start Your Engines. That one time he did that. That was the best Start Your Engines I've ever heard. He seems like a cool dude.
He's the athletic fat guy. Like they didn't have Farley anymore, so like give it to Kevin.
He's the athletic fat guy that doesn't do a lot of drugs.
See, that should have been me. I should have gone to Hollywood. I could have been next. Said Jonah Hill kept fluctuating his weight, so they didn't know what to do with him.
That is pretty. That's a cool move. I always respect like Rob McElhenney. That was the coolest move. Where he's like, I'm just gonna be really fat one season, then I'm gonna get really skinny, then I'm gonna gain it all back, and then I'm just gonna come back jacked. And just like you didn't know what Mac was gonna look like. It's funny as fuck though, because you like know that he's he's doing it as a bit, and you're like, that's weird to get jacked as a bit.
Well, no, I think like it started, but now he's just like it's not a bit anymore. He's
not.
Oh, I actually feel great.
Well, when you get like a little bit of gains, like when I'm not to brag, but like I work out sometimes, and like I've been working these pecs a little bit, and like I was starting to notice like a little bit. Like, okay, I'm feeling like a little something up here. I was like, fuck yeah, and like that's like motivated me to keep going back and doing. Like, oh, you're right. Like when you kind of start to see something positive happening, let's make more of that. Let's do that more. I'm never gonna get jacked like that. No. I can kind of do the right one. The left one, no. Working on it though.
I can a little bit, but to me it just looks like I'm jiggling my tits.
Yeah, so that's kind of. It just looks like I'm like wiggling shoulders. So this YouTube video stuff. Go watch the YouTube, guys. Go watch the YouTube. Robert works very hard at it. But Kevin James is back. Love that meme. Also back this week is Teenage Me and probably Teenage Pat, because Blink-182 and Sum 41. I think Blink-182 came out with new music last Thursday. So it's been since we podcasted. We've had Blink-182, and then today Sum 41 put out a new song. And Blink-182 had More Than You Know and One More Time were the two that they released. They have an album coming out in the next month, and then Sum 41 I think that they just put like a single out today, but it slaps. And it's like old school Blink, old school Sum 41. It fucking is awesome. And like 13-year-old me is fucking just losing his shit, because I know 34-year-old me is also losing my shit. It's awesome. Like nostalgia plays. The nostalgia plays. Early 2000s me is very happy. If you were to tell me at that time, you're like, dude, don't worry. When you're 34, Blink's going to come out with some more fire shit, and you're still going to love it.
And you're going to get emotional listening to it.
You're right.
Up. It shouldn't take a plane falling out of the sky for you guys to get back together. Like, oh, you guys literally just wrote a song using the lyrics of what has happened.
Yeah. But kind of put it like that's your Adam song.
Fucking crashed.
You put it to Adam's song and it fucking played. And it worked. It did work.
I think the only thing they didn't throw in there was talking about Tom and his aliens. Otherwise, it would have been like, oh, this is just a history of what's happened since you guys broke up. Okay.
Well, he was right. Tom was right.
He was right. Tom was right.
So they already did put that song out years ago. But then the More Than You Know, I think is it feels to me it's like a little behind the scenes. I think that's Tom's like not apology, but like he doesn't say like he says he like doesn't regret it, but like I felt more than you'll ever know, where it's like I miss my boys, but
God,
I was doing my shit. Yeah, Blink's fucking awesome. And then Sum 41, like that was the first album, like the first CD I ever memorized front to back. And I would just listen to my little boombox. I'd put it on really low at night when I lived in Atlanta, and I would just put it on replay, and it would play through the entire thing. And so like I got to the point where I would just like I knew every word in that entire thing. And it's like
strolling in the party like my name was El Nino.
But I stayed out drinking, back out, committed as a kid. I was scared. No one knew my name. That fucking song slaps. Sum 41 was so good at being pop punky, and then they could go like heavy too. Like they were one of the few like pop punk bands that could also change it up a little bit. And I always loved Sum 41 for that too. But yeah, fucking Teenage Me, very back this last week. And I'm sure anybody that is probably within the ages of, I would guess, like 38 to 28, I would imagine is having a pretty great time with just like the new music that's out, if you were into that shit, at least when you were growing up.
Fuck yeah.
Teenage Us, back. And then our final comeback kid this week is Rivalries, because shout out to catfans.com. They hit us up on Twitter and reminded us that the Gravy Bowl, remember when we were endorsing Sam Houston athletes, Ryan Humphreys and Cody Crest, 2 national champions Sam Houston athletes, and they were switching conferences. We were like, all right, well, let's look at somebody like Sam Houston and Stephen F. Austin kind of hated each other. That was their rivalry. Now SFA, we beat them like 75 years in a row. They're dead to us. They're down below us. We moved up. And we were like, well, who's coming up with us to the big boy leagues? And Jacksonville State is. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm just looking around like, let's pick a team that you guys are going to play over the next couple of years. Like, what about like Jacksonville State? Fuck them. And they're like, okay, yeah. Like that could be our new rival. So we decided then and there that Jacksonville State was Sam Houston's new rival when they moved up. This is this Thursday. So as we're recording this tomorrow night, Thursday night football. A little I'm trying to come up with an idea of what to call it, because they call it Maction, like Tuesday, Wednesday, like Mac football. They call that Maction, and it's CUSA. So like there's got to be something, because Cusaction maybe is what we got to go with. A little Cusaction going down tomorrow. We're working on it. We'll brainstorm it, but we'll make the shirts, and then we'll make the money off the shirts, because that's really what we got to do. Robert, start brainstorming on that. Maybe Cusaction, if you can think of something cool for that. But yeah, they play Jacksonville State in Huntsville, their first game in Huntsville this season, and in the FBS. And they will be playing the Gravy Bowl. That's what we called it, the Gravy Bowl. Catfans.com has been supporting us. We've been getting the word out. And I feel like boys are 0-3. And I feel like we got to motivate him a little bit. Grant Gunnell, our boy Grant Gunnell, King Grant Gunnell, got the start. And it was weird. I did text you, Pat. I was like, wow, like one drive with Grant Gunnell at quarterback, and we scored a touchdown. That's kind of crazy. I mean, Grant didn't throw it, but our guys scored. Trapper Pennell scored.
It's called Field General.
He scored the touchdown that time. Trapper Pennell, our Taysom Hill, scored the tutty right there. You want somebody who's going to score points? Go to the fucking hunter, the trapper. They put him in at the goal line and got it done. It was sick. But Grant Gunnell looked way better than our quarterback had in previous weeks. So I would assume he's getting the start against Jack State. Fuck Jack State. If Sam wins, I feel like we should throw the boys a biscuits and gravy party. We should do something to like we're going to definitely come up with a trophy, which is going to be like a gravy boat that I'm just going to probably paint gold. And I don't know if the school will accept that. But if anybody listening in Huntsville currently is interested, if you can find like a bar, maybe Shenanigans up in Huntsville, maybe the Jolly Fox, any other bars, would love to just give you the trophy. And you can be like, this is our rivalry trophy against Jacksonville State. And it'll look shitty, but like all college rivalry trophies are kind of shitty. You know, like it's like, who is it that just has an axe? And it's like, you just got an axe out of somebody's shed one time. We're like, we're going to play for this. We're gonna paint one side this color and one side this color. Like the Gravy Bowl, we'll just fucking we could paint it orange and red for the two school colors, and then like we just don't give it to Jacksonville State because like fuck them.
Yeah, just glue a gravy boat to like a base.
That's very easy to do.
Yeah,
go buy like a wood block and glue a gravy boat on it.
I believe it's Notre Dame USC is the jeweled shillelagh, and that's a pretty cool trophy. Some of them are really cool trophies, but a lot of college trophies are just like
Michigan and Minnesota play for the
wooden hat,
the claret jug. And it's like, that's a jug. What do you do with it? We have water in it. Somebody plays for the Paul Bunyan trophy, which looks cool.
There is one that I feel like is just like a wooden hat somewhere. It's just like some of the trophies are ridiculous.
You're a big diehard U of H fan. They play Rice for is it the Bayou Boot?
You know what? That's something that knowledge that I'm not.
I mean, that's one of your biggest rivalry games. You got to remember all the times when you were in school, you went to the old Bayou Boot game.
My Gravy Bowl was last week, so I'm checked out for the season.
See, like that's it. Like you got your rivalry win. Now, like this is my rivalry win. Mm-hmm. But I think we're all Sam Houston fans tomorrow night. Watching the Gravy Bowl. It's on ESPN Plus, so everybody should have access to that. Everybody should get it, and if not, just do the free subscription thing and then cancel it immediately after, so you can watch our boys.
Yeah, you really confused me on the doc here when it said it's the Gravy Bowl week. I thought like Texas State was playing Sam Houston or something. I looked through it looking for the betting lines and was very confused for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, tomorrow's Throwback Thursday, so I'll share the clip of myself, Cody Crest, and Ryan Humphreys deciding that was the Gravy Bowl, and that'll be fitting because it'll be on Gravy Bowl day. But yeah, the Gravy Bowl's back, and I've looked up the catering costs of some stuff because I feel like I want to treat the boys if we can get a win. And turns out like the catering for like certain places can be very expensive. Believe it or not.
Here's what maybe you should do.
You spend. Oh, I want to do gravy. So I was thinking like, great. What else has gravy? If you can't just order straight up like biscuits and gravy, is probably a chicken place. Because chicken usually you can get mashed potatoes and gravy. And I was like, all right, well, I know in Huntsville they got a Popeyes, they got a KFC, and they also got Chicken Express, which fucks if you haven't had Chicken Express before.
Chicken Express fucks hard.
So I was like, I could just get a big platter of like Chicken Express chicken fingers delivered to the boys, but then be like, yo, also grab a tub of like mashed potatoes and gravy, so you still get your gravy with it for winning the gravy bowl. So I think we're gonna have a little. I feel like pizza parties have already been done. We're gonna throw ourselves a little a gravy party. We're gonna have a gravy party, biscuits and gravy party. We'll have the biscuits and we'll have some chicken with it.
You could also get them like Whataburger gift cards, because you can always get chicken tendies and gravy there.
So I'm thinking of something more of where it's a drop off the team that's there. Like it's like, hey boys, this is from Pass the Gravy. Here you go. Also, some of you guys sign some more NIL deals, you know. But
maybe just pick like one offensive lineman and send him like $150 worth of chicken and gravy. Hey, here, he's probably shared this with the other big guys up front.
Somebody put me in contact with the Sam Houston State athlete right now. Like, just tag him. Just tag him. Like, not you, Pat. But like, just tag some Bearcat and just be like, yo, do you guys want no, don't jinx it though. After we win, we'll do it. We gotta let them know beforehand, so like they're motivated. Hey, we want to party. And by party, I mean we would really just have food delivered to the field house. So that's pretty much what it is. But like, it's free food. So there's that.
I'm trying to look for the best name on the offensive line. Mark Hendrick Bial. That's a pretty sick name.
Trapper Pinnell. I want to hit up Trapper Pinnell or Grant Gunnell and just be like, yo, dog, can we send you guys food if y'all win? And then we'll just Venmo them the money. And they're in charge of all of it.
But you got to get gravy.
Yeah, you have to eat. Right. I want to see photos of the gravy. All right, we'll figure it out. But there will be some sort of like treat for the boys. We're doing a gravy party for the boys if and when they get the win, and then I will get the gravy bowl trophy put together this weekend when we win. And if we don't win, then I'll just burn the trophy, and by burn the trophy, I mean I won't make it, and then I will say that I burned it, and then we'll start fresh next year.
There you go.
There we go. All right. So just want to get that out of the way. Eat them up, Cats. Let's get win number 1 at home tomorrow. Fuck Jacksonville State. Rich Rodriguez is the head coach of Jacksonville State. Fun fact. Remember him? Rich Rod?
Yep.
Michigan coach, West Virginia.
Oh, coach. No. Yeah, I know. I remember. I was very happy when he went to Michigan because he sucked. And Michigan was very bad during that era.
Well, moving on. That was our Comeback Kids segment. And next we have the Not Cool segment, because a lot of times in life things are not cool, and we like to vent about it on this podcast. So we encourage you to hit us up on Twitter at PassGradePod. Use the hashtag PTG Not Cool. Attach that to your tweet and just kind of vent. Like, what made you say not cool this week? We like to read them. It's a good way to it's therapeutic, you know? It's therapeutic. You can send us more than one, but we're going to pick a couple of them on Twitter that you guys and gals send us, and we'll read them to start off the segment, and then we'll tell you guys our Not Cools. Hashtag PTG Not Cool to Pass the Gravy Pod on Twitter. The Not Cool segment is brought to you by Southern Star Brewing Company, because even if there are not cools in your life, drink it down with a Southern Star and it'll make it a little bit cooler. Pat, tell everybody about Southern Star though.
I'm currently I've actually been doing this. I did it last night too. I took a little pink lemonade vodka and poured it in with my Southern brunch in a nice ice cold mug. Fantastic. That's what I love about Southern Star is not only are all the beers delicious by themselves, but they all lend themselves to like mixing with other shit and making them phenomenal. I mean, usually I mix them together, but hey, find outside alcohols, mix them together, no matter what. It's all fuck it. You know what it is? It's all gravy. Boom. See what I did there? Crossover, cross promotion. Yeah, I mean, just find your way up to the brewery. I know it might be a little hard for some people like me. You know, it's football season. You know, you got your plans set, but get up there early. 3525 North Fraser Street. Get up there. Maybe catch the early games on a Saturday. You know, you got to get home for the late games. You're sitting on your couch. That's football night. But during the day, go get yourself some sunshine. You know, they got the TVs inside. They're going to have the games playing. Give you a little something to do. But go get some delicious beer. Make some friends. Everybody up there is so friendly. It's a great time. It's a great space. The weather, it's hot right now, but it's not like oppressively hot like it was for about 3.5 straight fucking months there. So the outside is beautiful. They've got a little disc golf course. They've got the stage. There's always food up there. They got the outside beer tent. I guess it's not really a tent stand. What would you call that?
Yeah, no, I think it's like just like a little hut, basically a little hut.
Hut. I like that.
A
Beer
little
hut.
beer hut.
But then, they always got music inside. They got something going on. Take the tour. I feel like we don't stress this enough. We say it, but we don't stress. When you get up there, take the tour of the facility. It's super cool to see. It's always cool seeing behind the scenes stuff. You can see it in the window, but not as well. But when they're giving the tour and you're learning from people that know what they're talking about, it's always great, especially Ben. Shout out Ben. He's fucking weird. That's why he gives the best tours. Weird people are awesome. But to loop this back around to what I'm supposed to be talking about, it's the best beer in the world. It's going to be consistently great. It's no cans, all cans, no glass bottles. Glass bottles, they let sunlight come into it. Changes the flavor of the beer. Never have to worry about that with Southern Star. You're going to have delicious tasting beer every single time. They always say beer for people who like beer. You know what I love about this one? Because it's like a mimosa in a can. It says beer for people who don't like beer. Because even if you don't like beer, they're going to find one for you. It's so good. If they still have it, I'm telling you, the Tiki King, the pineapple sour that they got running right now. Get some cans if you can find it while it lasts. It's not going to stick around forever. Hopefully it does so well that it does, because it's that good of a beer. But check out their taproom exclusives. They're always experimenting with something. They treat every day like it's college. They never stop experimenting. So get your ass up there. If you can't get up there, get your ass to your local Kroger or HEB or Wally World, wherever you can find this beer. Specs, Total Wine, find the beer, buy it, drink it. You're not going to regret it. That is a Pat guarantee. And if you don't like it, I'll tell you to go fuck yourself because you're wrong.
There you go.
How about that?
That's perfect. Southern Stripe Brewing Company, best beer on the planet, at Southern Stripe BC and at Southern Stripe Brewing Co. on Twitter and Instagram. Let them know you're supporting the people supporting the podcast. If you're drinking a Southern Stripe, just tag them. Just tag them, tag us at Past Your Pod. Let them know you're supporting us. We'll give you a retweet, give you a follow, give you a shout out on next week's podcast. But this is the Not Cool segment, guys.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
All right, let's start off with some viewer submitted not cools. This is from Danielle Weston at Danny_Weston. And Danielle says, Comcast, Xfinity. That's her not cool this week. She says, why is my account suspended if I've never missed a payment? And why can't I view my account?
That's some bullshit.
Some bullshit.
That is some baby back bullshit.
I'll go that far. You want to talk to somebody? Have fun talking to a robot for 45 minutes. Just be like, I just want to talk to a representative. Let me talk to a person. So let me talk to a person. And they're like, okay, are you calling about this? We don't see any outages in your area. Let me place you on hold. Who are you trying to contact? And you're like, God damn it, just fucking let me talk to somebody. 99999. Just hitting all the buttons just until they send you to somebody, and then eventually hangs up on you. Or sometimes you get somebody.
And I'm willing to bet when she finally did get somebody on the phone, they made you sit there and give all of your information. And then they type it all in and go, oh, it looks like, we don't have that. That we did have that account, but it's been suspended. Yes, that's why I'm calling.
Yeah.
Okay,
why do you think
let
I'm
me
calling,
transfer you.
And
I'll
then
transfer
you
you.
transfer him.
And then you give
all
the information
again. But then you're like, I have obviously associated it with my phone number. You're asking me for my phone number. Type it in, and you will see that it is there. I'm not handing the phone off to some scammer in between connecting to Comcast. I've tried to pay my bill before, and Comcast is the most difficult thing to go pay your bill for. And I was like, dude, if they're you had to do all this back ass security for it, and I was like, bro, if somebody wants to log into my Comcast account and pay my bill, I don't give a fuck. Have at it. It's the bill pay fucking part of the app, man. You want authentication? It's me. It's I'm the one that would pay the bill. Nobody else on this would be paying the bill.
Fucking idiots.
Fuck them. But I hope they hang out through this podcast.
Danny, I hope they credit you fucking 2 years worth of shit for this inconvenience.
Well, they'll be like, oh, we'll give you what, 4 seconds credit, and that'll be 4 seconds on Comcast should be $7,000, but they'll be like, we'll give you $25 off.
2 free movie rentals. Great. Appreciate it.
Nice. Cool. Thanks a lot, dude.
I had no internet for 4 days, but yeah, 2 free movie rentals.
That's
makes
fair.
up for it.
Does the movie
no new releases?
24 hours each Because if they're not 48 hours worth of movies, then fuck you.
Fucking Xfinity.
Fucking Xfinity. David Ruiz weighs in with our next one. He's at David_Ruiz90. And David says, my new iPhone was delivered to the wrong house today. I called FedEx and all they said they could do was open a case. I went searching my neighborhood. They left it 2 streets away. And he sends us a picture. And I want Robert, would you post the picture? Just you might have to clip it. If you just post like part of the screenshot, you might not have to post it, but it's really just like you can tell it's on somebody else's door. So I guess you don't really need to post a picture with it. But yeah, it's just I don't understand how they get the deliveries wrong like that, where it's like if it has the correct delivery information on it, how do you just see somebody else's house and be like, yeah, this is it? I don't know. That is very confusing and that sucks. As somebody that lives in an apartment where we have a bunch of different numerical, we have like a letter system and then a number system and then a letter number system for our apartment. So like the mailboxes have a different number than our door. So people are always lost trying to figure out like, wait, do I have your mailbox number and I'm looking for that on the door, or am I going to look for your door number, but I'm down at the mailboxes? And that just fucks up a lot of deliveries for me. So I absolutely be furious if they delivered it like 2 streets down. That's fucking bullshit.
We just had something semi-similar at the restaurant. One of our checks to one of our seafood vendors got returned to the restaurant. So we're like, oh shit, they haven't been paid. I call them and I, verify the address on there is correct. But then I look at the little ticket on it, like if your mail gets returned, there's a little yellow stamp that says like, for whatever reason. So they just couldn't find it. Turns out it's the second time it's happened because whatever the UPS or FedEx delivery guy just can't find the building and gives up and returns the mail. When I don't know, nobody else has problem finding it. I mean, because this company's still getting paid. They've been in the same location for a long time. For whatever reason, our delivery guy just looks for 2 seconds and can't find it and then just returns the mail. So our rep had to come by the restaurant and pick up their money. But I would have what kind of a lazy ass delivery guy are you that you look for 2 seconds, can't find the address, the mail's going back? No, that's literally your one job. Deliver the mail to the correct place.
Just do it.
If you're ever not sure if it's the correct place, look at the address you're at and then look at the address on it. If it doesn't match up, you're not at the right place.
That's not it. Yeah, it should be pretty transparent. That fucking sucks, so, David. And especially when it's like an iPhone. And I know when you order an iPhone, you have to put your information in usually, and they'll text you hey, this is out for delivery. Hey, this has been delivered. It's when you see that, you're all right, where's it at? Hasn't been long enough for anything to happen with it, and that fucking sucks. So T's and P's, buddy. I'm glad it looks like hopefully you're able to find it. So hopefully that's been resolved. Please give us an update. And fuck them if not. I've been we're no big deal, but we're looking at some houses right now, and it's I've got to start looking at the anti-package thief game. So I got to figure that out. You guys got Ring doorbells, so y'all Ring camera guys. I got to start getting some security cams and shit. I'm gonna be all fucking Fort Knox in this bitch. We're not in that bitch when we move. If we do, because houses are $1 billion.
We got sent. Xfinity gave us a free Ring doorbell 2 years ago, and we still have just never set it up.
That's
I'm sure I could probably set it up in 5 minutes. I'm sure it doesn't take that much know-how of shit to do, but I've just never even tried. Because I'm you know what? Maybe I'll electrocute myself. Maybe I won't. I don't want to find out.
Think of how involved in the Nextdoor app you could get if you got a Ring camera. Anytime anybody walks by, anybody know this person? I don't know. It was a jogger. Well, you're right in front of my house.
I have video of them too, but I don't just give out video freely. If you Venmo me $25, I'll give you my angle.
My band has been, it's over now. Daddy's back on Nextdoor.
You should just start commenting on people that reported you and just be I'm back.
Daddy's back. All right, yeah, so that sucks, David, dude. T's and P's, brother. T's and P's. Alexis Garcia at Alexis Texas _ this is an interesting not cool. She says her not cool is finding a solid porn that you know your friend would like, but not being able to send it to them because their wife would not like that.
Yeah, see, like,
it's not cool, but it's also super cool on your part.
Super
right?
Cool. And I get that, like, especially if some wives are just like, no, porn is cheating, which, by the way, if you believe that, you're fucking wrong and you're stupid. Get over it.
That's a wild opinion, yeah.
Yeah, but I can also see, like, it's one thing if a guy sends another guy porn. If a woman sends porn to a guy, I would understand why that guy's wife would get mad.
Yeah.
But do they share the same phone? That. Like, how would she find out?
Robert, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people don't trust the people that they're with, but still can't just leave them, so they go through their things. It's wild.
I mean, if you saw that, like, Sam got, like, say Pat sent Sam a link that, like, you were just sitting on the couch watching a movie with Sam, and Pat, like, sent her a link, and it was to, what was that website that you were talking about that you knew the jingle to?
Oh, P-Hub.
It was P-Hub. It was a P-Hub link. I wouldn't know again. But it was a link to some video on P-Hub, and, like, you're like, what do you? Pat texted you that, and she's like, "No, I'm just gonna save it for later."
I would never give Pat Sam's number, and I would never.
Yeah, I think everybody in this scenario
either
would just be confused how I got Sam's number.
Well, I don't know. I was trying to put out a hypothetical, but say, like, Sam pulled that up, you wouldn't be like, that's fucking weird that he's sending you porn.
Yeah, no, it's just the guy that,
especially saying
with. No big deal.
He thinks you'd like it. That's weird.
No, babe. He's just a friend. Oh, friend that sends you porn. Okay.
Huh. Real good friend. But solid move on Alexis's part.
Yeah, super cool.
It sucks for you. You know what? Send it to Pat.
I was gonna say, just because I'm curious to see what it was.
Yeah.
What if it's some real weird shit? Well, no, I knew he would like it because, like, five guys.
Send it to Pat, and then Pat, you send it to Robert, and then Robert, you send it to me.
Okay, I can do that.
We'll have that whole chain.
You send it to Sam,
and then Robert, next week, I want you to give us, like, a review of the porn that Alexis sends us. Since Pat, who sends you, who sends me, but also reviews it.
I'll review the first half of it, and then I'll get sleepy.
I'll review about, like, I got like 18 seconds in me.
Story was really compelling for the first 2.5 minutes, but then I rapidly lost interest all of a sudden. I don't know what happened.
I've really, like, I've always thought, like, we could make a fuck ton of money if you had like a porn watching, like, app to, like, limit the amount of time you get. Because, like, do you ever just get lost? Where you're like, I'm on fucking page 8,000 now. I get to be a fucking picky motherfucker, and I'm like, no, like, set the thing. You have 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, it just locks you out. And I'm sorry. Try again tomorrow. Like, that needs to be a thing.
No, I don't think it does.
Where it's, like, not an addiction. I'm just, like, fucking indecisive. It's like, just fucking click a button and you're gonna fucking jerk off. It's naked people. Come on, let's go.
I think it would be better if you had one where it was you can't search, you can only randomize videos, but you only get to randomize, say, 5 a day. So, or you can only skip 5 a day. So, like, hey, you can randomize a couple times, but this is your only option. So, like, if you see one you might be into, you might just need to go with that. Yeah, that would be the way to do it. Then again, they could always just, like, switch to a different website.
Yeah. It's not going to be us that solves this problem, I guarantee you. All right, moving on to our next one. That's a solid, not cool, Alexis, but cool on you for not sending it to him, knowing that she would be upset. Melissa Hyde, at Mel Hyde myself. We love her. She says her not cool is that she just witnessed a woman blatantly crack her car door open and expel some trash onto the ground. Yeah, I saw you, lady. Classless and zero integrity. Fucking call her out. Go off, queen. Yeah, we don't mess with Texas on this podcast. Unless
That's
it's
a piece
Texas
of
Rangers.
shit.
Unless it's the Texas Rangers, and then we'll mess with Texas, because fuck them. Fuck them. But yeah, not cool. Just litter. The blatant littering is also wild.
It's just another level of lazy that's great. Like,
It is.
why? Look, I've had so much trash in my car that I can just crack my car door and like it'll all fall out, or I can just push it out. I have a dirty car. I'm a dirty car person. It's not so much that it's dirty, it's just filled with shit. Like it's just hats and like towels and stuff that don't need to be in there. But I don't just leave garbage.
Mine is like receipts. Like
filling my car.
When I have like receipts, if I get like a fast food and shit, like I'll be like, fuck, which I don't get fast food often, but like if like whatever you get a receipt for, like I'll just toss it on the floorboard at the passenger side. But like that's what when people are like, oh dude, sorry, this is so messy. I'm like, what do you think fucking getting gas is for? Like when you get gas, lean over and fucking clean out your car. Like just grab the shit from the floorboard of your car, and it's like every time I get gas, what are you doing, Robert?
Did Robert just hit us with the bend and snap mid fucking podcast?
Watch the YouTube version, guys. Like this is a good YouTube version specifically. You may miss some stuff. Robert just like I saw Robert like go down and then he just popped back up. I don't know. Are you figuring out the there you go. You got an elevator?
Yeah, I have a standing desk and I'm standing right now. And I thought, let's see if I'm if I'm a Diglett right now.
like Diglett. Good Pokemon reference. Solid right there. Yeah, we don't mess with Texas, Melissa. Fuck that lady. Scumbag.
I had to clean my car out the other day. I did have a little bit of trash, but I had to take my car to do the school drop off because the van was being used for catering. And I realized, I should probably get rid of these 2 empty beer cans and empty twisted tea can that are at the passenger seat floorboard. Don't think that would look good rolling up to the high school like that. I almost missed it though. Like that would have been so funny if I had pulled up to the high school and there was just empty beer cans rolling around my floorboards.
That'd be pretty wild.
Good times. Hey, it was Southern Star Oktoberfest, so I could have taught the kids something. When
That's
you
true.
are able to drink.
When you're
these.
21. Who wants to start first?
I'll go first.
I will. Oh yeah,
okay.
You go.
Let Robert go.
Mine's just like a pretty quick one. It's just the way the Astros have been playing right now, and are they going to make the playoffs? Or are they not? It's
wild that we might not.
Yeah, it's been bad play.
We've lost 9 out of 12,
something like that.
It seems bad.
Lost 6 in a row to the 2 worst teams in baseball.
That's what makes it worse too.
It's just like they're not playing for anything, and they still just show up and beat us.
Do you think
they suck?
Maybe they're making too many HEB commercials? Like, no. You don't think that could play into it? Okay.
No, I think they're not making enough consistent contact with the ball. I mean, that's
do you think
I think Alex might be onto with HEB commercials,
right?
Like,
what you guys doing? Like,
and making contact with that. I think it might be the.
And hear me out. It's Pena, Bregman, Tucker, and Altuve in that one commercial where they're all just sitting in the meeting room together. Like, why are they? Like, why don't the rest of the team just join them? Like, why is it just got to be them? Like, it seems like the HEB boys might be actually working harder, and the rest of the team's just lollygagging around while Bregman's trying to show the guys like, hey, this is our game plan coming up. And he's like, look, all right, Pena, stop opening the chips. All right. Stop opening the chips. But like maybe if fucking Maldonado is in there, fucking maybe he'd learn a little bit.
Let's be honest. If Maldonado's in the room and somebody's eating chips, it's probably Maldonado.
But who do we hate?
He's chunky. He's chunky.
What pitcher do we hate?
I was gonna say I'm not thrilled with the way Montero has pitched this year.
Fuck,
hate him. Oh no.
Like maybe Montero should be on the HEB commercials. Maybe you should stop sucking. Like maybe you should be in this meeting, dude. Somebody said like I want to start tweeting Astros players that like just tweet just screen grab or just rip the video from the HEB commercial. Like maybe you should be at this fucking meeting. Notice so-and-so reportedly missing team meetings. This is footage from earlier today. And it's like them with Orbit in the meeting room. And he's like, good save talk when he's opening Pena's chips. They're like, what the fuck is this? And then people outside of Texas would be like, wow, trouble in paradise. I could get that going on Yankee Twitter. They'd fucking think it's real.
It would. You think there's any way we bring back Dusty if we don't win the World Series. Like anything short of World Series win, Dusty's gone.
Why does everybody hate him? He's old because he just won a World Series.
Well, it'll just be like the big one, or the big couple really, are that McCormick has played vastly better than any other center fielder we've had all year, and he won't give him consistent playing time. And then Yanier Diaz, especially for a time, was tearing the cover off the ball, just hitting well, throwing guys out, and he still just won. He still was trotting out Maldonado every single day. And what I get it better than most people that what a catcher does behind the plate can't always be quantified with on-field stats. But like he's not throwing guys out the way he used to. He can't hit his way out of a wet paper bag most of the time. And we have this young guy who's crushing the ball and throwing guys out and play. It's not like he's playing bad defense. He was actually having a better dropped ball rate than Maldonado this year. You still just keep Maldonado every day. Just like you've got these guys that are playing well, but you won't play them. You just won't give them consistent playing time. That's what drives people absolutely nuts. It's like, yeah, you're being loyal to the guys that have been there. And especially Maldonado, he's a great defensive get. Like he knows how to call a game. He's going to make sure the pitching staff, but you know what? The pitching staff hasn't been that good this year either. So it's like, fuck, well, maybe try something different. Maybe have your best lineup out there more than 3 games a month. That's what drives people nuts about Dusty. And I like Dusty. I still love him. It's just he makes decisions that absolutely, like you've been through it with Boone. Boone throws some lineups out there for the Yankees that you're just like, are you even fucking trying?
He's dead.
Like, what are you doing? Like, what are these decisions?
He's not a person anymore.
Yeah,
I'll see him.
But that's why that's why people hate Dusty, because he just does things that logically don't make any sense when you look at them. Other than someone just going, yeah, dude, but I've been around baseball for 80 years. I know this game better than you. Okay, maybe try looking at some analytics sometimes, though. You know, things evolve. You'll learn new things.
Yeah.
Baseball isn't the same as it was in 1965. It's
a
little bit different.
A really good movie about this with Clint Eastwood. I think Justin Timberlake, called Trouble with the Curve.
I love that movie.
It's not really
that great. It's not that
it's
good.
Not that great.
It's not, but I like that movie a lot.
But I just like Emma and I always have an inside joke with like anytime she's watching me watch a baseball game, she's like, looks like you had a little trouble with the curve. And she tries to do like a really bad Clint Eastwood impression, and it always hits. Because we like to, whenever they say the name of the movie, because of an episode of Family Guy where he's like, see, I like when they say the name in the movie. He's like, there was. I'm a real Family Guy. Like anytime he says it, like when he finally says trouble with the curve, we're like, there it is.
I just love who's the actor that plays the dickhead scout? He was also, I love him because every time I see him, it makes me think of She's All That when he does that weird dance at the party.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking love that guy.
Who you're talking about.
Every time I see his face, I love it.
Robert, that should be a movie you watch. That should be one that you watch. And I mean, don't burn like the 5 movies you watch on that, but
yeah,
I think you would watch it. You would like it because it's just like, I'm Clint Eastwood and I'm old school and I don't need to know that. I didn't even need to be able to see the ball. I could hear the way it hit the glove and I could tell if it was a good pitch. And then was it Justin Timberlake's like, no, you got to look at the analytics. Got to do this. He's basically Billy Bean. It's like Moneyball, but like Clint Eastwood is the guy that you're trying to convince to do Moneyball instead of the Oakland A's.
It's like Moneyball, but
instead of a poor franchise, it's just an old man that refuses to change.
I was gonna say if Moneyball was if Moneyball was made by the Red Sox, then Trouble with the Curve is if that same movie was made by the Oakland Athletics. It's just a much lower budget and it's not really as well done.
Because the only reason like Moneyball worked with the only reason the A's bought into Moneyball where they were like, well, fuck, we don't have to pay the players.
Yeah.
Wait, you're just gonna get these cheap ass guys? So we're not gonna have to pay any more costs then, right? Like, yeah, no, we're gonna get you these really cheap dudes, and then they're gonna ball out. That's our system. Like, okay, cool, let's do that. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, if you told the Red Sox, they'd be like, fuck that. We're not doing that. And then when it worked for the A's, people were like, let's try and kind of start looking at stats. Turns out sometimes those can show things.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna do the same thing, but we're also gonna spend more money on the good players. So they're gonna be just at a disadvantage again in Oakland.
Like Jeff Luhnow is always like I will always like Jeff Luhnow just because I met him once. He just seemed like the coolest dude ever, and I listened to him on an interview with Jay Moore one time. It was the More Stories podcast. I don't know if he's still doing it, honestly, but if you look it up, just type in Jeff Luhnow Jay Moore on YouTube, probably it'll show up. And Jeff Luhnow just like lays out like the most like. He's the smartest person in the world. It seems like, but he's like just one of those geniuses where he's like, well, I mean, you just look at the analytics of this and this and this, and it's kind of like Billy Bean, but it's like dumbed down Billy Bean. Like where like I understood it a little bit instead of being like, well, he gets on base. He gets on base. It's just like it was like we're just gonna suck, build the farm system. This is how we're gonna do it. We're not just gonna bring in cheap players and do that. Like we're gonna be really bad, but we're just gonna fucking stockpile it. He's like, yeah, why doesn't everybody just fucking do that? Like baseball is the one place where you can really kind of tank, and it most likely will end up working out if you manage it correctly. So he was just like, we're just gonna be bad for 5-6 years and put the right people in place. And when everybody, like I worked those Astros phones on those post-game shows where we need to fire this team. This is bullshit. This team sucks. Why is everybody not pulled up? Like, well, they're going to pull them up and they're going to be really good. And then they pulled up Springer and they pulled up all the other guys and they worked out. And it was just like, yeah, dude, like why did more people not do that? Worked with the Nationals once. But like there's like the Orioles right now, you're kind of seeing that they'll probably sell them off because the Orioles are a fairly cheap franchise. But baseball is really the only one where you have a minor league system where you can just stockpile people. And like you just don't like football, you can tank, but you're not guaranteed you're gonna get the pick. You're not guaranteed people are gonna stay around. Baseball, like you can kind of do that. And Jeff Luhnow was just like, we're just gonna go all out and do that. And I mean, there's teams that have tanked before, but like the Astros were, we are just gonna in your face be awful. But we have an end game where we're not just like not spending money.
Houston was almost the perfect city for it to work in also. So it was like, yeah, we're going to tank and build up prospects. And then by the time we get good, it's not just that we tank. Now we've got a good front office, top to bottom.
We have
a well-run organization. So like even when coaches and things leave, we just elevate from inside the team and the fucking machine just keeps rolling. But then also it's Houston. We're a big market. So when time comes, we do have money to spend. We do have a lot of people that will go to games, spend money. The team makes money. It's not like it's fucking Oakland where even when they're good, they're like, well, we're not going to fucking go. Or like LA. Like LA actually works for baseball. They do have good baseball fans, but like football, they don't give a fuck. Houston, we're like, fuck. I mean, it's hot. Like, let's go to the game. It's air conditioned. Fuck else are we gonna do?
Or like the Rays. No one goes to the Rays games. Even they're good. They
have a great organization, but they just can't keep the players because they won't pay them.
But that's why like the Astros got Dana,
build it up, and then
because they don't want to stay because they just at a certain point they're going to lose all those front office guys. But they're like, if you're not going to give us the money, we're going to go to a team that like. And I get that the Astros have been stingy on certain guys, but like,
what 7 years in a row in the ALCS? You don't see that kind of sustained
like
success.
Bregman gets a contract. Guys get contracts. It's not like they're just letting everybody walk. Like they let Correa walk, but then
they don't pay the mega. They just don't pay the mega contracts.
They'll let Verlander walk, but like we'll just get him back at a fucking trade deadline. Like, but like the Rays where they're like, dude, y'all aren't fucking giving us anybody, and we're gonna have to lose this pitcher. Like our top two pitchers, we're gonna have to trade in the offseason because you're not gonna want to fucking pay him. And now I gotta go figure out how to bring this 18-year-old up again and turn him into a fucking stud again. Like I get that, like I saw something where like the Astros were like, I think they were like the 10th best minor league organization right now, and it's like, yeah, because like they already cycled through. They're like, this is our shit years. We're gonna get the good squad, and it's like you shouldn't always have like it'd be ideal to have a consistent minor league squad like that, but like you're not always gonna have the best team. And it was like they were just like we're like looking at the Astros and their minor league system where like they were just fucking shit up at Corpus Christi and they were fucking shit up at wherever their AAA was because they were in 97 AAA cities at that point in time. They were in Oklahoma City, they were in Round Rock, they were in Fresno. Like they had like a different city each season, I feel like, in AAA until they finally
didn't we used to be
Sugarland.
Tulsa at one point too?
There, I know they were in Oklahoma.
Or was it the New Orleans Zephyrs? We were in New Orleans for a little bit. I remember the New Orleans Zephyrs.
But yeah, let's talk baseball. I'm sorry that we lost a lot of people that don't give a fuck about baseball. But if you really like are really into like just the baseball nerd shit, go like just look up Jay Moore. It's the More Stories interview with Jeff Luhnow, and like I don't give a fuck what Jeff Luhnow did. Like look at him now. Like now he owns a team in fucking Cancun. He owns a soccer team in Cancun. What a fucking life. Like, I just bought a franchise in Cancun. Oh no, my team lost. Oh well, I'm in Cancun. Pretty solid life. Pretty solid.
It's not
life.
bad.
I'll go because I feel like Pat has a really big one. I have two quick ones that I can run through. First off, I went to a deli with my parents. I met my parents at a deli on Saturday morning. Kenny and Ziggy's. Shout out to Kenny and Ziggy's. Love their food. Awesome.
Fucking
food.
amazing.
Had a Bloody Mary. Didn't know they had Bloody Marys, but they're like, well, yeah, you want a little Bloody Mary? It's brunch time. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do that. Let's do a Bloody Mary. And it was like a dope ass Bloody Mary because it was with like deli meats all stacked up on it. And then they had one of the toothpick garnish things had like it had meat, cheese, and like a cucumber maybe on it, something else. And then it had what I thought was a cherry tomato on the top. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And so I picked it up, and you got to clean off the garnish when you're finished with the thing. So I was eating it, and I get to the cherry tomato, and it's a fucking like marble. It's a plastic marble that's just to like garnish the thing and go on top. And I was like, you can't make that red. That can't be red. You can't put a red, like, I'm going to think that's a cherry tomato. I think that's a cherry tomato. And then I was like, it's got to be at least like black, because I can be like, okay, that's obvious. And then my dad was like, no, because then you could think it's a black olive. And I was like, oh, yeah, you got to make that shit blue.
Make it clear.
Like, make it clear. Or just don't use it. Like, I don't know. Like, that was, like, I was like, I could have cracked a fucking tooth. I thought I did at first. And then luckily, I have very strong teeth now. So knock on wood, my teeth were strong enough to handle that. But it was like, that could be dangerous. Like, my mom was talking to my brother, like, I don't want to interrupt y'all, but like, don't bite this because it's not a tomato. And I felt this saved some people's teeth that day, but that was not cool. Still dope Bloody Marys. Everything else is dope, but just maybe a tip. Don't use those.
What did you get?
I got a Reuben open.
Oh yeah.
I usually get them closed, but I was like feeling frisky, and then you can just eat it with a fucking fork. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna sandwich up that bad boy. Like when that's like that, and I ate half of it, had half of it the next day during NFL Sunday. It was great.
I mean, at Kenny and Ziggy's, you can't really have it closed anyway. Those sandwiches are so big, it's almost impossible to eat.
I mean, I don't know delis super well, but it's my favorite deli probably in town. But it fucks.
The corned beef is also fucking great.
Yeah, corned beef was good. I had some of my dad's corned beef too.
Just so you guys know too, a PSA for the people: if you guys ever go, don't get sticker shock when you see a sandwich is $22. It's like five.
It's like four. It's like 4 or 5 sandwiches. Yeah,
they're so big. It's so good. Also,
if you go far enough back,
cool guy,
you'll be able to find out Robert, when Robert had that super big BLT sandwich. And I remember the photo on the podcast that week was Robert holding it up to show us the size, and it was the size of Robert's head, basically. So yeah, you get your money's worth. My brother said he takes people there sometimes. Then they're out of town clients that want to come in and go to a deli, and he's like, yeah, I got a good one. And he was like, they'll always like order a bunch of sides. He's like, you don't need the sides. No, you don't need.
Oh, he could. So wait, your brother gets to expense Kenny and Ziggy's? God damn it! What a brilliant son of a bitch.
But yeah, so that's us losing our audience completely. We were like Jeff Luno, very specific baseball talk, and then very specific one deli in Houston talk.
Everybody knows Kenny and Ziggy's.
Hopefully they do. But moving on. My other not cool was I had ordered crawfish, keeping the streak going at 192 weeks. Still at 192 weeks, but I had to do a little extra work this week because I ordered my crawfish. I was getting ready to watch Sunday Night Football, and we have a trash collection service that I do not use. I had to pay for it. It's part of my shit that I can't get out of, that I fucking hate my apartments for, where like we have trash chutes, but then they're like, well, now you're also gonna pay $10 a month, and we're going to have these people come and pick up these trash cans, like empty the trash cans you set outside. But they have to be specific ones. They have to have all of these rules or else they'll leave shit. So I was like to me, it doesn't make sense that it was taken. But I ordered crawfish, and I got the thing, oh, hey, this has been delivered. And so like I was doing something, and it took me like 5 minutes. Like it was not very long, but it was like 5 minutes after I got the text. They're like, oh, hey, like your food's been delivered. Here's a photo of it. Like I see the doormat that's in front of my door, so like obviously it was delivered. But then I go out and open the door, and it's not there. I double checked, and then I noticed that all of the trash cans that people set out at night are emptied. And I was like, those motherfuckers, I did hear them come by not that long ago. And I think that the guy just saw like bag outside of a front door, probably trash, and just picked up my DoorDash bag and then threw it in with the trash. And I was like, fuck. So I had to order the same exact thing again. But like I got the food. It wasn't fine. It just was like one more step, but it was just like, wait, where I'm trying to process, like, did somebody fucking jack my order? Did the fucking driver do this? And then I was like, no, because he said he delivered it. Like, I heard him drop it. I could hear it after, like, I heard it. Wheezy barked, and then I was like, okay. And then I could also hear the trash people. So like, that was logically what I've come to the conclusion happened. But I was kind of like, fuck. I was just
who would throw away an obvious like delivery?
It didn't say.
I
don't know if it said DoorDash on it. I don't believe it did. It just
looked
like
it
was one of those. Like, but a lot of those crawfish places, they'll just be like blank, like grocery bags, kind of, and they'll just be like, here you go. And it's like, I guess you could have just thought that I had set out like just like a small bag of trash.
But it was like in a plastic bag, like it wasn't a big like brown paper sack that was like folded over something.
It was a paper sack in that, but it could have been like, I don't know, like it was probably greasy with all the crawfish on it. So maybe they looked at it and were like, yeah, they're probably throwing this out because they probably already ate it. It's probably just leftover.
But it wasn't. But it also wasn't in your specific trash bag,
right? Which is
trash bin. That
I mean, I've seen people set it out other times that didn't get picked up, but then sometimes they do pick it up, just depending on, I guess, who it is. But I was just like, fuck.
I'd be like, I would have caused a stink with you because you do it anyway. You should have caused a stink. Like, you guys owe me for my food. You threw away my food. Why would you throw it away if it wasn't in the specific bin that you guys say it has to be in? You owe me $27 or whatever the fuck the crawfish cost.
That just runs and he has to empty trash. I'm not going to yell at a guy that has to empty trash for thinking that something that, like, looking back at it, that could have been mistaken as trash. But also, like, we didn't have our trash can out, so it was like I didn't have trash out. I wouldn't have just set a bag there. But I never use the trash.
Also,
like, we never ever set trash out there. We're people with legs. We walk to the fucking trash chute like normal people and just throw it away.
Not to mention the bag probably was hot and smelled like crawfish.
Yeah. But if you're in a hurry, because like they got to do all the people that put it out on the floors. So like they're just like, boom, dump, boom, dump, boom, dump, grab, throw, boom, dump, grab, throw. So like that was probably just like he got my neighbors because they use it.
I guess
and then he probably just grabbed mine and tossed it in there. And that was just, but it was one of those where like, fuck. And then like, I can't get it. I'm not going to ask for a refund for that because it's not DoorDash's fault. I'm not going to hunt this guy down for it. DoorDash, so I was just like, all right, let me get back on DoorDash, order the exact same fucking thing. And
that sucks a lot.
That was a solid not cool, I thought. I like them immediately was like, oh, there's my not cool for the week. Let's do that. But yeah, those are my not cools. What about you? You got a pretty big one, I know.
Yeah, so what day was it? It was yesterday. So Tuesday. I had to go and get a bunch of stuff together at our spare warehouse because it was our owner's 70th birthday. So they were throwing him a big surprise party. Ended up being like 150. Like they closed the other location and had a big party of like just people that love him. And so I had to go get a bunch of things together and deliver it over to that other restaurant. I get there and what I have barely even begun to start what I need to do when I get there. I get out, I put my Bluetooth speaker down, I put on my podcast, I start working in there. The podcast that I'm listening to ends. So I go back to grab my phone, which, by the way, I left my phone on my passenger side seat because last time I had it in the warehouse with me on the portable charger, it stopped charging because it was too hot because it's like 115 degrees in there. So I was like, oh, I'll leave it in the car this time. I go back to change it. Locked. Feel my pockets. I look into the car. Guess what's right next to my phone? My keys. Keep in mind, I don't have a shirt on because it's 115 degrees. I didn't want to sweat through it before I had to go back to the restaurants. So I've got no phone. Can't call anyone for help. Keys are locked in the car because I had and here's the other weird thing. Normally I put my backpack down on like the floorboard. I had thrown it on the seat. So I guess when I threw it on the seat, it must have hit the lock button. Thank God.
Oh, shit.
When my door closed, I guess the wind had probably closed it. I think I had left it kind of ajar. It didn't close all the way. So there was just enough room where I could kind of get my fingers in there and pry it a little bit. And then I also was just lucky enough that we had some random long piece of fucking metal in there that was slightly bendable. I spent 45 minutes scratching up my fucking car door, trying to get into that. It couldn't even reach the lock. I eventually am another guy. I'm in a storage facility and it's kind of remote on this weird side road. So there's nobody around. Eventually, this one other guy does come through, and I ask him, I was like, hey, dude, can I like borrow your phone for a second? I call the restaurant, and there's only one other manager there. I was like, dude, I need you to like go to the other warehouse, find me a coat hanger and bring it to me because I can't reach my lock. I was like, I know it sucks because there's no other manager there, but you got to do this. He's like, why don't you just call AAA? I was like, dude, I'm not calling from my phone. My phone's in the car too. I'm fucking dripping sweat. I'm fat as shit. For a second before that guy came by, I thought I was going to have to walk the 1.5 miles, 2 miles back to the restaurant shirtless, just glistening and fucking, and I would have burned extremely bad in that time. Like the sun would have demolished me. Eventually though, I was able to, as he's about to leave the restaurant, like I call it 5 minutes later, like I get back to trying it, I'm able to wedge the thing enough, and I'm just like, it's be underneath the door handle, and it's going bink, bink, and just slipping off of it over. I get it to start, like it gets like 75% of the way, slips off. Eventually, I get it open. So I call him back, and he was like literally about to walk out of the restaurant. I don't think we have any coworker or coat hangers anyway. I don't know what the fuck he would have been done. He's a former delinquent too. He's like, dude, I don't even own my Slim Jim anymore. I can't help you. I was like, well, first of all, I don't think those work on modern cars anyway.
No, I think they made sure that they didn't because it was just like you could break in any car.
Yeah. So yeah, I eventually get it open. Then I get back to what I'm doing. I have to like get shit together, run it back to the other restaurant, then go back to that bitch for another 1.5 hours to work on stuff that I had to work on for our restaurant. That sucked ass, dude. I was so sweaty. I was so tired when I got home. I walk in the door. My sister's cooking dinner. I go and I grab a Southern brunch and immediately slam it. Then after that, I grab one of my ice cold pint glasses out of the fridge, pour about 3 ounces of the pink lemonade vodka in that, and then pour another Southern brunch on top of that, slam that, then grab a whiskey. I was so tired and frustrated. Like I couldn't even shower like last night. I just like hung out in air conditioning until I stopped sweating. And then, because I need to do sheets anyway. This is something I'll kind of do anyway. Like if I know I need to do my sheets, I'll go to bed really dirty, like sweaty one night. So like it forces me to get them done. Cause like I'm like, that's fucking gross. Like I can't sleep in this again afterwards. But yeah, it was a shit day. By the way, when I get to the other restaurant and drop the stuff off, the head chef was like, so are you coming back to the party later? And I was like, dude, no. By the time I actually leave work today, I'm going to be so covered in sweat that I would have to go home, shower, and then come back out to this thing, which, by the way, was never actually invited to. Because it wasn't really like it was more of like, it was his birthday party and they had a lot of guests, but it was still more so for customers just to like say, thank you, John, and show them how much they care. But like, his son, I asked him how it went. He was like, dude, I was just running around drenched in sweat the entire night. Because like, yeah, it's his dad's party, but he still has to work it because like we're still feeding people. So it's basically just an in-house catering job. Yeah, it was. I didn't even get to see him today, the owner, to ask how his birthday. He didn't want to be there either, by the way. They had to tell him they were throwing a party for him so he wouldn't leave town, but they didn't tell him how big it was going to be. But he's turning 70 in the first place. So like
small get together.
Like that's why they're like, it's a big deal, Dad. You have to be in town. But he wanted to be in Mexico because his friend had has a house in Cancun that he was going to let him borrow for his birthday. So instead of that, he had to stay in town, be at a party he didn't want to be at, and
at his own restaurant.
Yeah, dude, you know what he did last year on his birthday?
Nothing.
He shut his phone off and didn't answer anybody all day so he could just be on his own. His kids were pissed because they were trying to get a hold of him and he just wouldn't answer his fucking phone. I was like, that sounds like the greatest goddamn birthday of all. Oh no, next year he's gonna be in New Mexico or Cape Cod or some shit like that. Like he's
with
gonna
his phone off, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, he fucking hates it. He's like me. He doesn't like celebrating his birthday. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, I'm 70 years old. What the fuck am I celebrating?
Yeah. That
But
does
yeah,
suck.
it was
You
just
got your phone stuck.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, it really sucked because I really didn't think I was gonna be able to get it out. And I'm very and also just the time of day it was like 3:30, 4 o'clock, and where I'm at, the sun is shining through it in a certain way to where like I couldn't really see through my window because of like the way the shade and the sun was hitting it. So I'm having to like use one hand to hold the door open, one to claw that thing, and then I've got my forehead pressed against the fucking window just so I can kind of see what's going on inside of it. Dude, there's just like salty sweat stains on those fucking windows. Like I gotta go get a car
dog
wash
has
now,
their nose on the glass. You just have sweat
Yeah.
stains from your forehead. But you always also look like you're trying to break into a car when people see that. Even though it's your car, it's like everything. What's this guy's fucking deal? What's trying to break into that spot?
It's just it'd be great if it was just my forehead, but it was like my forehead and my tits and my stomach, just leaving sweat stains all over my fucking car. It was gross.
That sucks.
And then the Astros lost to cap it all off.
Just to make it even worse.
A fucking 9 o'clock game that didn't end until 12:15. Bunch of bullshit. But yeah, that was not cool.
Yeah, you win the not cools this week for sure. Hashtag PTG not cool to @PassingGradePod. If you'd like to submit your not cool, we'll read some of the best ones each week. But let's wrap things up with the answers segment, where we have our Precome segment in the beginning. We ask any questions we have, share any thoughts, business ideas, whatever we come up with. That's what we'd like you guys to do in the answer segment. Ask us all of the age-old questions you've always wanted to know the answer to. Maybe you'd like some relationship advice, parenting advice, power rankings. You want things power ranked? Give us 5 similar related things, and we will power rank them because we are the best power rankers in the world. Hit us up. Yeah, like medical advice, parenting advice, relationship advice, all that, high thoughts, whatever it is. Hit us up on Twitter @PassTheGradePod. Use the hashtag PTG Answers. @PassTheGradePod, hashtag PTG Answers. You can also email them to us, answers@PassTheGradePod.com. But we're going to see them, I guarantee you, if you hit us up on Twitter @PassTheGradePod, hashtag PTG Answers. The answers segment this week is brought to you by the PTG merch store, PassTheGravyMerch.com. Have you gotten over to see the PTG icy shirt? It's an icy, not, it reminds me of schmicey. Looks like that, but it's not that. No copyright infringement. We also have, perhaps there is a musically related television station that we have a logo that looks very similar to, also on the store. Maybe you just want the Ja 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 shirt for all the Ja Ja Ja's. Shout out to Sebastian. And then Brett Brandon this week has even started adding Spanish commentary to them besides the Ja Ja Ja's. He'll be like, Ja 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 Ja, donde está de la biblioteca? I mean, that's not what he says, but like I don't have a to-go Spanish sentence besides El Gato, Mi Gata, Mi Gata, El Gato in my pantalones.
Ja, 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 dos putos y un guapo amigo.
So, yeah, whatever that means. But yeah, we got the thank you Pass the Gravy shirts that just look like the thank you bags that say gravy, 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 gravy on them. We have Pass the Gravy shorts that I've heard great reviews of. We have the PTG sticker sheet. So if you just want some stickers for your laptop or whatever, get those. Those are a fucking awesome deal because you get 5 stickers on that pack. So go check that out. And then they're all basically the stickers with the shirt. And then we have the PTG just regular logo shirt for when you just want to support the pod. PassTheGravyMerch.com. Go check it out. If you buy anything from it, tag us on Twitter and Instagram. We're @PassTheGravyPod. Let us know you support in the podcast. We'll give you a shout out. We'll retweet you because we love you guys repping your PTG. Pass the Gravy merch, new and improved store at PassTheGravyMerch.com. And also don't forget to check out @Gravy Gambles. We do the Pass the Gravy picks. Not to brag, but if you bet every single one of our bets last week, you would have gone 5-0-1 because we went a combined 5-0-1. I don't remember the last time we had an undefeated week. So shout out to us. 5-0-1, week 3. Where were you?
He's nice.
We tweet out our picks every Friday at 1:30 and then Sunday at 11 a.m. So @Gravy Gambles will retweet them on Pass the Gravy's account as well. But if you want to know who we're picking, go check that out. And then we're still trying to find a punishment. So get us with a punishment. Yeah, you get to watch the game in your jersey for the first time, huh?
Yeah.
That was the punishment last year. I had to buy Pat the jersey, which showed up, and there it is.
I almost said we should just do jersey bet again, but then Robert had asked us a question about how many jerseys we own, and you said it, and I was like, I don't think you need any more.
I mean, well, Robert was like trying to think of a poll question for the sports station we work for, and he was like, "How many jerseys do you guys think the typical person owns?" And Pat and I were both like, probably 1 to 5.
I said 1 to 3,
but like 1 to 5 is fair. Like it's a fairly even range. And I was trying to like count all mine, and then I realized I have like 100 soccer jerseys. Because soccer jerseys to me don't count. Like if you wear a football jersey, like I can't wear a football jersey with like just like regular shorts and shit like that, you know. Like I feel like a football jersey is like I gotta wear a football jersey to go to a football game. Like I don't want to just wear. I don't wear just a football jersey to go to the store, but a soccer jersey, like this is a soccer jersey right now. It looks like a shirt. It's just like a athletic shirt. Like I can work out in a soccer jersey and not feel like I'd feel weird working out in a New York Giants jersey.
Oh yeah,
just, like soccer jerseys are just like dry fit shirts to me.
The unofficial Cowboys fan uniform is just the Cowboys jersey, jean shorts, white socks, and Skechers.
And they look like idiots, so that's why I don't dress like
and a short fade haircut.
But I don't. Yeah, that doesn't look good. So that's why, to me, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna do that. But then soccer jerseys, like West Ham has some fucking sick jerseys, and like I got really addicted to them when I got into it, and I was like, I want to buy all of these every time they come out with them, and now I'm just like, I have enough. I did buy this most recent season's home one because they have bubbles on them.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, it is pretty sick. I bought the Dynamo jersey because like I'm a sucker for jerseys. If you have a cool jersey,
you're wearing one right now.
I'm wearing West Ham. I don't know if they won their Carabao Cup game because I've been doing the podcast instead of paying attention. They did win. They won 1-0. Shout out to West Ham.
Carabao.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? They were playing like backups the whole time too. But we beat Lincoln City. So take that, Abe.
Also, I looked and there is no Twitter account Right Wing Brother, so
get it.
We might have a heater on our hands, boys.
Get it now. All right. Actually, and just like screenshot just what he says. Like don't leave his name in there or anything, but just screenshot just what he says. And then people will be like, oh, this isn't Pat's, this isn't this guy's takes. This is just somebody's tweet or somebody's post.
I think it's funnier if I just run the account as if I'm saying it until someone gets mad at me.
You just copy the tweet.
And then I'm like, no, it's a parody.
Just copy the text and then paste it and then post. Done. All right. The answer segment, passthegravymerch.com and PTG picks. Go check those out. And here we go. Let's get into it.
Well, if you just answered the question, why don't you just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question. Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question. Answers.
Any questions?
All right, our first question this week comes from our podcast son, Skylar Lester. And Skylar says, Skylar's at OMG at Skylar on Twitter. Skylar says, is there a synonym for synonym? Synonym.
You son of a bitch.
For synonym.
I feel like there's
got to be
couple.
One. Like what?
Thesaurus.
It's got to be one word. It's got to be one
Thesaurus.
Like
Thesaurus is a synonym book.
Alike or equivalent.
Yeah.
Ditto.
Identical.
Twinsies.
I don't know if identical because it doesn't have to be identical. It's just got to be like mostly similar.
So
but
twinsies,
alike.
It'd be similar. But if you just say thesaurus.
Shit, I guess twinsies could work too.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I respect it.
So there you go.
Damn, okay. I was thinking about this like for like 20 minutes when what did he send this to you yesterday? I came up with nothing.
So yeah, I like twinsies. I like twinsies the most. Mm-hmm. Next one is from Danielle Weston at Danny_Weston. And Danielle says, if you were a Care Bear, what would you have on your belly?
Whiskey bottle.
Probably a football. Robert?
Whiskey bottle or a Southern Star beer can, but it'd probably be a whiskey bottle.
Maybe pass the logo. Football, probably.
Probably be Sam.
You simp. You liar. It would be the Astros logo. You'd be the Astros Care Bear.
Or just a baseball.
Yeah.
Do the Astros have a specific logo for their radio broadcast? Because that's what Robert would have.
Just have the Sports Talk 790 logo.
It's just an
There you
H
go.
made out of microphones.
Company guy. Sam would have plants. A plant on her.
Yeah, maybe a plant with like 5 leaves.
Oh, they're that kind of plant. It'd be a cactus, like a weird cactus. But yeah, I would do football. Does that just mean that's the power that they have, or that's the? I don't know. Didn't watch Care Bears, but
Neither did I.
if I had to pick, I would just have.
Bro,
I would just have a football.
imagine if I had the power to just like create whiskey. That would be a problem.
I could just throw a
Be a
football a
real
mile.
problem.
So whenever I felt like it.
I think your power would be that like you could just project the football game out of your stomach.
And I could
Like,
make my
oh,
team win all
fuck,
the time. So they would never
I don't
lose.
have Sunday ticket. I can't watch the game, and you're just like, oh.
But if you're a Cowboys fan, I black out all the games that you want to watch.
Oh, you just wouldn't play it. You'd be like, fuck you.
No, but I have the power to black out all the games that you want to watch specifically, not for me, but for you.
Oh, so you're just manipulating time and space
Yeah.
now. Okay.
I'd rather have the power to make my team win. I would just say that all the time. But yeah, that's a good question, Danielle. At Danny_Weston.
I like that.
We got a power ranking. This is a good one. It's Alex O at Alex McThunder1. I feel like him and Raymundo Benavides have just carried us with the power rankings lately, but I love the power rankings. It's one of my favorite parts of the answer segment for sure.
Mhm.
Alex O at Alex McThunder1 on Twitter says, power rank these weird animals to keep as pets. He gives us tarantula. I just put tarantula / spider because I feel like spider is under that as well. So spider, hermit crab, lizard, ferret, and snake. Now I put number 1 is the weirdest. 5 is like not the least weird to have. Okay, are we in agreement on that's how we're doing the power?
Okay.
I think mine's kind of a combo of that and how bad the pet sucks.
Okay, I
So
mean
mine's,
mine's
like,
a little bit of that
similar.
too, but like mine is like that's weird that you have that as a pet. Tarantula / spider is 1. Just like why? Why? Like you don't need like who saw a tarantula like I need to keep him. I'm gonna hang on to this giant fucking arachnid and just hang on to it. Like no, that's fucking weird. Snakes is 2 because that's weird. But it's like for some reason I feel like more people own snakes than spiders, and like I'm slightly less like, what the fuck? If you're like I have a snake. Now if you have multiple snakes, you're right back to tarantula level. Like,
I think you're
one
doing it
snake,
backwards.
Weird. No,
I think that should be 5 and 4 because you're ranking them to have as pets, is what it says.
Power rank.
So one should
weird
be the
animals.
best one. It doesn't actually.
No, I was
matter.
just like
I don't know why.
I was just like
don't
when
know why I
somebody tells
interrupted
me
for that.
But when somebody tells me like this is I have a pet tarantula, I'm like, that's fucking weird. And that's the number 1 weirdest one of these 5 to me. If you're like, I have a pet tarantula, number 1 weird. If I have a snake, second weirdest one out of these 5 to me. You think nobody needs those as pets. They're weird pets. Number 3 is lizard. It's like not a snake, but it's borderline snake. And I don't know. For some reason, I'm cool with classrooms having lizards as like a class lizard, but like I think lizards are gross. I'm afraid of the lizard people in Washington, and then also just don't. The only cool thing about lizards is that there's 2 cool things, and they can lick, like they can take out a fucking fly just with their tongue from like a mile away, and then some of those lizards can like. Well, lizards can do that too. Have you seen chameleons? They can do that shit.
Not as far though,
but then some of those lizards can like have one eye looking up and the other one looking down, and that's kind of wild. So those are 2 positives about lizards. But yeah, they're number 3. Number 4 is a ferret, because I think ferrets are cool. They're gross. They stink. And this is not as much my beef with ferrets. It's ferret people. Ferrets aren't as weird as I think the people that own the ferrets. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I think ferrets can be cute. I follow multiple ferret accounts on Instagram where like they make them dance and they do funny things, and it's like that's funny. I don't have to smell them or deal with them, and I think that they are gross. And also the Big Lebowski where he tries to bite the guy's dick off. That really scared me about ferrets too.
Mm.
So that's 4, and then 5 is hermit crab because a hermit crab is basically just like a beta fish, but on land. And, like, it doesn't do anything. You're like, I got a cool shell at a smoke shop because they had a fucking. I remember in Katie Mills Mall they had Earthbound. Was the name of that store, and like they had the little like tank with the fucking hermit crabs. It's like, look, you can get a camouflage shell to put into it. Now you're gonna have to set that shell next to it, and he'll just crawl into it. I never had one. I had a couple friends that got them, and then like you just never deal with them. Like you set the hermit crab out, and you never touch it. It's just like a beta fish. Because those beta fish that you can just put under like plants. Have you seen those people that have like on their counter, and it'll just be like it's in a bowl of water with like beads and then some like faux plant on top of it. I'm like, that beta fish isn't fucking doing shit. Like, why did you just cover them up? It's weird. But like, okay, it's just kind of just to look at. Whatever. Hermit crab's the least weird of those 5. So spider, snake, lizard, ferret, hermit crab, 1 through 5. Who wants to go next?
Robert, go. I'm interested.
All right, if we're going the order that Alex did, number 1 weirdest to me is snake. Just creepy, slithering around. They're gonna, if you lose them, they're gonna go around your neck, kill you. 2, tarantula / spider. Also creepy, hairy legs.
Yeah.
Too many.
Like, why
legs.
you don't need that? You don't need those as pets.
3, I'm gonna go with ferret. I think it's just too big. It's too big as a
That's
pet.
what she said.
For like a little, what is like, it'd be a cage or something? I don't know. It freaks me out. Then I'll go
fair.
Lizard. Lizards, I feel like they're just chill.
Just get a hamster though. Like, just get a hamster. You don't need a lizard. Lizards are weird.
Hamsters are pointless.
But at least
hamsters are pointless. Lizards are weird.
Yeah, at least though you like roaches
Agreed.
or something. And then my number 5, hermit crab. Hermit crab is also just chill. Just gonna be there.
Like, I'm never gonna be like, that's fucking weird that you have that. Like, if you're obsessed with your hermit crab, that's weird. But like having a hermit crab, having a little like heat lamp in your room, like that's kind of funny. Oh, dude, it's got the beach on his shell. He likes the beach. He's a crab. Great.
I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder that's going on at my house, but it's like,
oh, is that what that is?
yeah.
I didn't know if it was banging
so
or
loud.
what.
I was like, I feel like they have to hear it. It's so loud. All right. I'm actually doing my backwards of yours because the more I read it, it's power rank them to have as pets. And power ranking is best to last and what I would want as a pet. So 5, snake. If you're a snake person, fuck you, and fuck you. You're fucking weird. Snakes suck. The only thing that can happen is they get loose and then you're terrified for the rest of your fucking life. And you got to worry about your dog getting killed.
Or they convince some gullible woman to eat an apple and they doom mankind for eternity.
Fucking forever. Fuck snakes. I fucking hate
People forget that was a snake.
4, yeah, spider, tarantula. Like,
gross.
It's just weird. And people like let it crawl all over you. And I don't fear spiders. That's fucking weird. You're taking it too far. And they're furry. That's fucking gross. Spiders should.
Yeah, they don't match.
3, I will go lizard. You know, lizard is actually, like, I've had friends that had bearded dragons. They're pretty fucking chill pets. They just hang out in their terrarium. What the fuck was that?
Terror dome.
They just hang out in the corner and they fucking vibe. They lay underneath the heat lamp. Every once in a while, you give them some shit to eat. They fucking eat it. He used to let his out, and like one of them would like run across the room on 2 legs. It was pretty fucking cool. I didn't get near it because I don't want to get bit by a lizard. But you know, for the most part, they're pretty chill. 2, hermit crab. Takes 0 effort from you. I think every once in a while you just shake some food into the thing and then you just let it vibe out. That's a good pet because you don't have to take care of it.
Right.
Number 1, I love ferrets. One of my favorite movies growing up, which is one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's best movies, Kindergarten Cop. He had a ferret that looks like a dope animal. I get super weird, but as a pet, seems like it would be a good pet. You said they stink? Give it a fucking bath. They're little like furry.
No, out of all the
that,
5
like,
of them, that's the one I would chill with the most. I would be like, I'll chill with the ferret, but like, I don't want to keep a ferret. Ferrets seem like they're just nasty. It's like, you're like what are you? Are you a rabbit? Like, you're not a rabbit. You're not a mongoose. You're not like, ferrets are just like they're like a fucking manatee. Like they just had to make ferrets with like leftover parts they had of a bunch of other animals. They're like, it's got like a wiener dog body, but it's kind of built like a rabbit, but it can't jump, but it's kind of like slender like a snake, but it's like
Can
a
stand
mammal,
up on
so
two
it's
legs.
not that. But yeah, but it can stand, so it's kind of like
It'll
like
chill
a
on your
prairie
shoulder.
dog.
You could feed it like peanuts or something. I don't know what they eat, but I would feed it peanuts. Little fucking ferret as a buddy. Like, yeah, you're the weird animal guy. It's not a great guy to be, but ferrets can be fucking cool, dude. Put it on a little leash, let it run around. Ferrets are dope.
Dude,
yeah, like a little ferret on a leash.
I think it's called Floofs at Floofs on Instagram, and it's just a guy with his ferrets. But what he does is he'll pick them up and put them in his hands, and then he'll just make them dance because they're really long bodies. He'll just make them dance to funny music, and like always plays. And then sometimes he has little tea parties for them, and they go and they pick up the little teacups, the little baby teacups with their little tiny ferret hands, and it's like, what's a ferret doing drinking tea? Ferrets don't drink tea. What are you doing, dude? But like, yeah, weird animal to have. Like if I was like, I'm gonna go home and feed Wheezy, and oh yeah, you're right, I gotta go feed my ferret. I'd be like, it's one of those animals where you're like, huh?
I would like to have a ferret and a really big dog at the same time, so the ferret can ride the dog.
So Wheezy would try and eat it, I think.
No, I think Wheezy would play with the ferret. I think they'd have a good time.
Wheezy, what would you
Plus, it's got like little hands it could like grab at things with. So like it could pet Wheezy. How cute would that be?
But would you rather have a ferret or like a domesticated raccoon that you knew was chill?
Oh, domesticated raccoon.
Yeah, raccoon for sure. Because like that's like a raccoon is like one step below monkey to me.
I mean, and if you have a rabbit or a raccoon, you got to name it Bandit. And then if you get a second one,
or Rocky.
No, Bandit. And then if you get a second one, you name that one Smokey. So you got Smokey and the Bandit. Or you get a dog and name him Smokey. We had a dog named Smokey growing up. You got Smokey and the Bandit.
That'd be good.
Plus,
Hamburglar would be a funny name, just because
I would love to get.
Criminal.
I would feel so bad afterwards, but you give a raccoon cotton candy because they like to wash their food off.
Yeah.
So then, like, they put it in the water.
Be so sad.
There's videos out there of it happening, and it's adorable but sad.
Well, that's what I'm gonna do after we get done with this.
Yeah, it's
so there goes my night.
Raccoon cotton candy. Just Google it.
Raccoon cotton candy. Next question we got is from Raymundo Benavides at Kmundo B. He says, "Is low-hanging fruit the most popular fruit?"
Not if you're a giraffe.
I mean, it's the most accessible. It's the most accessible fruit. And I think we lost Pat there. But yeah, low hanging fruit is like, because sometimes the birds will go for that, but I feel like the birds will also go up for that because my mom has a kumquat tree or whatever it is, and like the birds will always peck at those, and you always see those fall down. And that, I guess they're not hanging; they're more on the ground at that point. But I think the low-hanging fruit is just like it's easy to grab, like the low-hanging fruit. So it is the most popular, I would have to say, just because most people have access to it.
Yeah, Pat texted us that he lost power. It was thundering over there pretty
loud. We'll wrap it up. We got one more question. We'll wrap it up. Everybody just tweet Pat at not Pat the Under. Like, God damn it, Pat. Couldn't even finish the show. When he said that it was thundering, I was like, we better wrap it up there because I feel like his power goes out a lot at his new place.
Yeah, I think he's saying that before.
All right, wrap it up with an email one. The rest of them were Twitter ones. This is from Nicholas in Iowa. It's been a minute since we heard from him, and he says, "Are dumbwaiters just elevators with low self-esteem?" Do you know what a dumbwaiter is, Robert?
Yeah, it's one of those things where you like put it in the wall, kind of like pull it up. Yeah.
I think it's not an elevator with low self-esteem. I would say that a dumbwaiter is more like an acoustic elevator where it's like you got to do the work with it. It's not as like there's no electricity to it. You're just I'm not going to be able to carry it. I'm not going to be able to carry it like, you would with an electric guitar trying to carry an audience. You're just like, well, I'll get you some stuff downstairs though, or upstairs. You want a bowl of soup? I can give you that.
Yeah, like it works for you, but if you try to like bring it out to the people, they're not quite impressed.
Yeah, no one's ever like, fuck. I mean, actually, if I went to your house and you had a dumbwaiter, like, fuck, you got a dumbwaiter? But I don't think anybody's blown away. Like, you're way less blown away by somebody having a dumbwaiter in their house than you are an elevator. If you had an elevator in your house, I'm like, what's it like being a millionaire?
Cool. Exactly.
Hey, Bill Gates, what's going on with you? There's a house in River Oaks that I drive by sometimes, and I see they have like a big like glass window that goes like from the first floor to the second floor, and there's an elevator on there. I'm like, that's fucking wild.
Is it like just a 2-story house?
It's like one of those, like, it looks like a townhouse, but I'm pretty sure it's like just for River Oaks people that are really rich and they can afford like just a tall, big house. But I only see it I see it from like its fence, and it's like their backyard looks out to the street, but they have like a really long thing. This is great if you're just listening, by the way, where I'm using all of my hands to show how that goes. But that's why you check out the YouTube channel. But yeah, I always thought just like having an elevator in your house would be sick. Unnecessary, unless there's like medical reasoning for it, but would be sick. Just to like, can you imagine going home from a trip and like you got to go upstairs because you obviously live somewhere pretty big if you have an elevator. Just like, hey, don't worry, let me load up all my my luggage. Let's go to floor 2, and you just walk up the stairs. You don't have to carry any of that shit.
Yeah, moving furniture. Just go through
this
elevator.
bad boy sideways. Go. Yeah, that's pretty sick. But I would say dumbwaiters are just acoustic elevators.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. I don't think they're low self-esteem ones.
Yeah, no, they got a high self-esteem because it's like I'm efficient. I'm a motherfucking helper here. They carry the load literally and figuratively. But yeah, dumbwaiters. That's cool. Maybe him and I need to start looking for houses with dumbwaiters. That might be a must.
Yeah, gotta be.
We're on House Hunters. Like, it has to have a dumbwaiter. That's the one thing. Like,
no deal if it doesn't.
Where's the dumbwaiter? I don't see a dumbwaiter. Like, we don't have a dumbwaiter. We can put one. We don't have it. Then we're out. No, deals off. Deals off, Howie. All right. On that note, on that acoustic elevator note, we will wrap this bad boy up. T's and P's to Pat's Electricity. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever else you listen to podcasts. I am at Alex J. Middleton on Twitter and Instagram and all socials, so give me a follow on there. Robert is at Robert Barbosa03 on all socials, so give him a follow there. Pat is at Not Pat Dion, and we are at Past Grade Pod. Then also, if you watch the show Big Brother, we do a full Big Brother podcast that will be coming back tomorrow, Thursday night. No Wednesday episode, so nice little Wednesday night for me, not having to do double duty. Pretty stoked about that. Big Brother will resume on Thursday, and then like the real game, kind of like they're having like a weird bye week. I fucking hate it. It's stupid, but they'll be back on Sunday, and so we will be officially back like Sunday. But Thursday we got an episode. Reason Study Suggests, I know you're on hiatus, but all the episodes still available wherever you listen to podcasts. Where you're listening to this currently, just go check out Reason Study Suggests. They got some great studies, and those are what we call evergreen podcasts. They got stuff that isn't all like super topical. You listen to it whenever. They got great studies, so go check it out. Very entertaining podcast with Robert and Sam. And then I do the New York Giants Rush podcast. If you go search New York Giants Rush on YouTube, you can check that out. I also do the Claret and Big Blue podcast. Shout out to Alex O for being like the only guy in the chat on that sometimes. That is at CBB Pod, and you can watch that on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Central Time. So those are all the things we do. I'm also on the Rod Ryan Show every weekday morning, 6 to 10 a.m. on 95.5 The Buzz, but you already probably knew that. You guys have a great rest of your week. Go buy stuff from PassTheGravyMerch.com. Go Giants. Go Bearcats. Fuck Jacksonville State. Let's get them in the Gravy Bowl. And you guys, I hope your team wins unless they are Jacksonville State, the Cowboys, or the Eagles. Have a great rest of your week. Until we talk to you guys next time. Pass the gravy, you bitches.
Gravy, gang, gang, gang. Baby, pop the top and let it spread. As we're listening to Pass the Gravy. We're going fishing for your bitch today. We're drunk in Houston, baby. And we go ahead and lick and we'll get rich today. Rich, bitch. Houston, Texas, hometown.